I'll make you famous.
Because I'm a cowboy! Oh, man!
And now, your mama knows.
29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
What are you, fucking nuts? You thought...
Subscribe to the most epic channel on YouTube for live streams every week. Daily videos. Subscribe. Bruce, unleash the baby god dragon.
What's going on, guys? It's the Cowboy King of Entertainment. I'm back with another video and another live stream, and I've called you all here because today is something that's gonna be pretty cool. So I gotta explain this. Now, in order for this to work, okay, I'm gonna need two things. It's gonna be audience participation, whether you're in the comments or on the panel, and you're going to need a little bit of thick skin. And the reason why is, I'll tell you how this all started. So about 6 weeks ago, I was doing a stream, and Purple Haze was on here, and also Rain, the collector. And they and it was a bunch of other people on here, ISO, FCAT, some people, right? And Purple and him was getting into it, and they was going back and forth. So I pulled everybody off, and I left them two on and let them go at it. And I thought to myself, we're always doing these streams, whether it's me or other people who have guests, and it always get a little annoying sometimes because you always got somebody cutting somebody off. You always have it just always get a little chaotic, if we could be honest, right? And I was watching them two go at it, and I pulled everybody off, and I was like, what if there was a stream where you had a bunch of people on the panel, but you also was paying attention to the chat, and you had topics that was being discussed, right? But what if somebody was specifically talking to a certain person, like how Purple and Rain got into it? And so what if there was a person that was the judge, jury, and executioner, and that person would have to have thick skin, but that person will always also have to be a little bit rude, because they would just have to say, you know what, it is what it is. Time to pull this person off. They're talking nonsense. But at the same time, imagine if you're watching and you're like, I don't like what that person is saying on the panel. So imagine if the person who was the judge, jury, and executioner was paying attention to your comment and say, you know what, we're going to let them rebuttal. It's going to be them against each other. So this person, the judge, jury, and executioner, would have to pay attention to the panel, pay attention to the people in the comments, and literally, not like that person would start chaos, but that person would have to say, look, you got to be quiet, you get to talk, you got to be quiet, you get to talk. And then also that person will have to be keen enough to pay attention to everybody and figure out, you know what, maybe this person should answer this question, and let's see what that person have to say. And it just will be a kind of like a smorgasbord of a little bit of a switch. So instead of a bunch of people going back and forth, this person talking, we could have it be a mix, and it'll be a good, crazy flow and a switch up. So I think this is going to be something different. It's going to be something cool. It's going to be epic, and it's something I've never seen anybody do. I've been planning to do this ever since I seen them two go at it. But we had the FCAT show that went for 4 weeks. Actually, that went for 8 weeks. So it was every other week. And last week I couldn't do it because the whole thing, John Cena turned bad, so I had to jump on top of that. So this is something new I want to do. Now, guys, is everything going to be different? No, I'm going to still have people come on. I'm still going to have people in the chat. Everything's going to stay the same. But I have to take control of the ship. I am the captain. And in order for this to work, sometimes people are going to be talking. I might have to cut them off because I can't have the inmates running the asylum. I got to make this thing epic. So with that being said, guys, welcome to Keeping It Real with the Cowboy. And the only thing I ask you to do is to keep it real. And when you're not keeping it real, we're going to hold you accountable. So just watch the flow and how things go, because I think you guys are going to enjoy my vision of what I picture happening. Now, you guys could come up with topics. If there's certain thing you want to talk about, we could get to it. But again, being judge, jury, and executioner, I might be like, no, this is a dumb topic. We ain't doing it, and skip right over it. Now, I might go to the panel in the chat and say, look, you guys want to see it or not? We'll see, right? So, people can still come on like normal. It should be pretty cool. Now, a couple things. I just got in the mail my Gamefly for Split Fiction, so my wife and I will probably be streaming that tomorrow, and we'll do some streams out of it. It's her birthday this Saturday, so that probably might not be a thing as far as this weekend, but you'll have some videos coming. If you're a channel member, I made a bunch of videos, about 6 of them yesterday, and I put one out, and I put one out today, so you can see all the upcoming daily vlogs ahead of time if you're a channel member. I put out one daily vlog if you're new to the channel, and I will be doing my We Wrestle Wednesday podcast, but Wrestling League tomorrow, and so make sure you check that out, because it's going to be the first We Wrestle Wednesday using WWE 2K 2025, so that's going to be epic. And then on Tuesdays, I'm going to be doing Keeping It Real with the Cowboy, and then I'll be getting into some Monster Hunter later on at night. So with that being said, one last thing too. I just started a 3-day fast. So I want to see if I can fast for 3 days. I started yesterday morning at 8 a.m. Well, technically before that, whatever the last time I ate the day before. So I'm well into a 24-hour fast right now. I've only drank a bottle of water yesterday, and I've been getting through a bottle of water today. Some people might say you're supposed to drink more than that. But, yeah, just trying to slim up a little bit. And so, yeah, so I think my fast will end Thursday morning. I'll be able to eat. So wish me luck. So far, it hasn't been that hard. My problem is I take a very long time to eat. So, you know, let me see. My son just texted me. All right, got it. So with that being said, guys, let's get into the stream. I'm going to grab a chair. I hope you grab a chair. And it's going to be epic. I got wheels and I almost killed myself. All right, now, guys, let's do this damn thing. Now, I know a lot of you guys are like, wait, I don't get it. But we're going to do this thing because my vision is going to work. Trust me. So let me get to the comments. First things first, because you guys make this thing go around. The game and vote is in the building. Let me do this before I get to the comments. I'm going to already throw the link so you guys could join on the panel. So to join the show, here is the link. I'll pin it. And I got some stuff, man. I got some stuff where, you know, it might trigger some people. You know, some people might be like, oh, you know, blah, blah, blah. But I want to, you know, just get into some topics and let's chat about them. So let's back up a little bit. The game vote's in the building. FCAT said we can't be busting out Chucky. Oh, we're going to be busting out Chucky. Matter of fact, let me explain it right now. Guys, if you can't handle the show, if you get a little upset, don't take it out on me, okay? Because I just only got one person that's going to have to pull you to the side, and he's going to have to tell you this.
Man the fuck up.
Because we aren't here to babysit grown men feelings, all right? And women as well, all right? This is an equal opportunity show, and everybody can catch these proverbial hands, all right? Let me pull this down just a little. Whoa, don't want to cut my head off. That's good. All right. Now, I like to have the gun show, all right? So, let me read these comments, and I'm going to bring on my first guest. So, let me see. What did that say anyway? Oh, wait. Rusty Robbins just subscribed. Well, thank you very much for being a subscriber, Rusty Robbins. I promise you, I will put on a show unlike no other show, and you will appreciate this, all right? So, freaking Jerry Springer, hey, listen, bro, this might be, listen, I'm a big fan of Jerry. You know, I was a big fan of Jerry, and Jerry was the reason that I wanted to be a talk show host when I was younger. At work, what up, peoples? What's up, Murder? Dodgeman in the building, so what's up? Josh said, what if you're the host and talking nonsense? Then listen, all I ask is you to keep it real. So we're going to go to the chat. We're going to go to everybody. And I'm going to ask you, is he keeping it real? And all I want to see is real, or nonsense. All right? Because this show is supposed to be entertaining, based on logic and facts. But, you know, it's the counterattack assumptions and emotions. All right? So we'll see. In the house, Dodge Man, Capcom got new trademarks for DB Crisis. We got to see that. Oh, Dino Crisis. Oh, let's see. A new Dino Crisis will be right about on time. Let's go. He's laughing. All right, we'll see, man. That's not good for COVID. Yeah, actually, that I was thinking there are some other dinosaur stuff coming out. Listen, it's gonna be epic. Trust me, guys. Trust me. Rusty Robin is Urban. Hey, look, anybody we don't know is Urban. But guys, let's bring in somebody. He's one of my Jersey boys. Coming in the house is none other than a guy with the voice that'll change everything, because he is Dude Games, aka, well, I'll let him tell you all the AKAs, but I always still call him my man Games. What's up, man? I think it might be muting you. I know this happened to a couple people. If you look in the left-hand corner, I don't know if you're on a computer or if you're on the phone or whatever, but it has like a little toggle that shows like a little camera or whatever. I think you got to click on it and give it access to your microphone. I know I did it to my son last week, and then he got off, came back on, and it ended up working. So I don't know if you might have to do that. But yeah, guys, this is gonna be crazy. It's gonna be cool. I still can't hear you. I don't know if it did it yet. Okay, yeah, jump back in. Let's see if it works. Listen. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Hey, Josh, it might be like that. We bring a little bit of the old cowboy back. We're gonna get a little spicy. But yeah, man, I was just thinking that I wanna spice it up. And the thing is, I'm always being a Mr. Nice guy, right? Like, oh, everybody come on and everybody talk. And sometimes people over talk me, and then sometimes people are arguing. And I was just watching Purple and the Collector go back and forth, and I was like, I like that. They got their own opportunity. And then I remember I was pissed off. I forgot with who, but I was thinking like, oh, I'm about to just do a thing where I only have one guest at a time. But I like having multiple people. But I'm going to mix it up. You guys going to like it. Dinner, water. Nothing but water. But I'm trying to see if I can get the stomach down. You know what I mean? All right, let's see if my man Games could get back in the building. Games, can we hear you now?
Can you hear me? I don't know if you can hear me.
Oh. Hey, Games,
Hello.
I can hear you loud and clear. Games, can you do me a favor?
Yes.
I'm going to pull myself off. Now I'm going to act like this show just started. And I want you to give me one of those great introductions that only you could do. Can you do that for me?
Yes, I can. I think I could do that.
My man, on the spot. I put him on the spot. All right, I'm pulling myself
Always.
off. I'll play a little quick intro. When the intro ends, it's going to be just you. All right?
Yeah.
Let's go.
And now your mama knows.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to his show. You know him as the Cowboy King of Entertainment. Now, before further ado, welcome to his show. It's been a while.
Let's go. Hey, bro, you still got it. So, hey, Games, man, what is going on, man? Bro, I had to leave you and come to Florida, man. So you got to be holding down New Jersey for me, man. Please tell me you still holding it down.
Oh yeah, I'm doing really good out here. Not much has changed out here. It's just, the way of life is fast and rough.
Yeah, man, that's Jersey. That is Jersey.
Indeed it is. Indeed it is.
Yeah, man. So look, man, let's get into this thing. I know my man FCAT usually come up here with a bunch of topics, but I think I made it seem like I was gonna switch it up so much, but I wanted to just switch it up a little bit, and so people could still join. So there's the link to join. But I got a bunch of stuff I wanted to kind of bring up. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna be. Listen, all right, hear me out. I'm not trying to start trouble, okay? But I am going back to a little bit of old Cowboys. So what that means is I'm gonna have topics that might just get some people like, hey man, come on now. But I just want to hear it, right? And so since you are a PC guy, right?
Yeah.
I had a PC question. So I want to pull up this PC question, and I want to know what's your thoughts. So, give me a moment. Let me get to my Tuesday talk show. So here's a question that everybody in the chat can answer as well. Hold up, let me see what Josh said. And this is the thing, guys. I'm gonna try to do my best to not. It's like you watch these shows, right, or YouTube, whatever you call them, and like the people in the chat be like speaking, and you kind of feel like they're never gonna get their chance, or they're not gonna read my comments. I'm not reading every comment. I'm also gonna skip over dumb comments. I am from Jersey,
Right.
so I'm just gonna be honest, right? You know how it is, games. Listen, I gotta start being me. I've been
Right.
trying to be too happy and too cool. We're gonna enjoy this, but we gotta have some type of logic and reality. So I'm gonna read as many comments as I can, but if it's stupid, yeah, talking to each other, hey, how you doing? I'm skipping it. All right. Now, I got a question for you, bro. There was
Yeah.
somebody who was in the Discord for the wrestling, right? And my last stream had WWE 2K 2025 and it showed the island. And so he said, hey, I got it on PC. Where's the island? Is it going to be released this Friday? Because if you pre-ordered it, you got it last Friday, and if you didn't pre-order it, you'll get it this Friday. So I feel like on my screen, I'm like pausing or something. Hold on, real quick.
Yeah, your webcam is like skipping here and there.
Yeah, what the hell? Let me refresh it. Hold on.
Anyway, so we're looking through the chat here. Josh Waring with does purple smoke purple haze?
Let's see if that fixed it.
5.0 Trey Gaming. I do.
Okay, so we're still here. All right, cool. I don't see the comments anymore. So I guess I gotta wait for them to put. There you go. All right, cool. All right, so
It's Bruce Banner 9. Tomorrow we roll up that cowboy pack. What?
bro, we're about to get it in tomorrow. Let me see. Hold up. Let's see. Josh Warren said at FCAT. Nice. What state? Oh, he's talking to FCAT. All right.
Yep.
Anyway, so here's we got hold up. FCAT about to come in here. Well, FCAT, you coming in here, but let me say my thing first. All right, so so he said to me, hey, wait, how can I play, or am I going to be able to play it this Friday? And I was like, no. And he was like, what? And I was like, yeah, so PC, unfortunately, didn't get, they're not getting the island. So the island is a next-gen thing only. So PlayStation 4 and Xbox One isn't getting it. So only the next-gen consoles, Series S and X and PlayStation 5, right? So he was like, he didn't respond back, but so I know he's a PC guy. So here's my question to you. The question is, if you got PC because you believe it is better than the consoles, how do you feel when it doesn't get features consoles get? Like the island, or when we were talking about the whole on console Grand Theft Auto 5 had features that PC didn't get and PC are getting them now. So again, imagine, right? You're saying, hey, I'm a PC guy. I love PC. It does this, it does that. And then you got a brand new game come out, but the PC doesn't get literally that feature. Now, obviously, it's because the majority, if you do the percent of how many underpowered PCs there are, they wouldn't be able to handle it. So the developers just chose, okay, we're just not going to put it on PC because it is not going to be worth it, right? So my question to you is, what's your thoughts when that happens, man?
All right. Well, that's a loaded question. So the answer is going to be a bit convoluted. First off, people who have PCs have been made aware, at least they should be aware at this point if they've been gamers for however long they've been gamers, that PC has been known not to get certain things because they try to keep things in air quotes exclusive to certain consoles with those games that drop. But here's the deal. With enough backlash and enough people pushing for said content to be put into a game or be released to PC when it was never supposed to be there in the first place, it becomes only a matter of time. Does it annoy me? Yes, indeed it does. But it's like one of those, it is what it is. What are you going to do kind of situations.
So let me just read this for you. Okay, so Even though WWE 2K 2025 is available on PC, you won't be able to experience the online mode unless you play it on the PS5 or Xbox Series X and S. This has caused some frustration among PC gamers as they are paying the same price for the game, but are missing out on the key features. It says it shows everything they have, right? And let me see. Hold up. One important thing I want to read. Let's see. It says it's a new feature that's exclusive to the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X versions of the game. This is likely due to the higher processing power of the newer consoles, which is needed to render the open world environment. So the thing that sucks is you could have, I mean, obviously, when we usually talk about PCs, most PC gamers be like, my PC is way powerful than a PlayStation 5 or Series X or whatever. But
And they wouldn't be wrong. They wouldn't be wrong. That just ties into the whole exclusivity idea where they just want, the console consorts, let's call them, will want certain features and things, games, whatnot, for certain consoles only for a certain amount of time so they can just milk that cow, if you will. That's just, it's marketing, bro.
I mean, I hear you, but this explanation said it's because the processing power of the consoles can handle it. And
yeah, but do you believe everything you read online?
I mean, this is true. This is true. I'm just
basically,
saying. All right, just to
basically,
answer Josh's question,
right.
I got AT&T here. They got a bunch of in the South, bunch of companies I never even heard of that does internet. But I particularly got AT&T. I was going to keep Comcast, and when I found out AT&T does internet, I was like, AT&T, they only do phone. They're like, no, in the South they do internet, and also they do fiber. So like up north, Verizon does fiber, and I was never able to get fiber because it wasn't in my area. So that's why I got AT&T. But with that being said, let's bring in none other than my guy FCat. He was holding things down on this channel for a very long time. I appreciate him for everything he did. He had his own 4-part show, and he is popping on none other than F.
Exactly, Maker. Thank you.
Oh, wait. Hold up.
What up, Maker? Shout out to Maker.
Hold on, let's bring it up. So Maker said, if the processing power of consoles can handle it, then so can PC. No, I hear you, but let me ask you this. What if you got a PC that's like a 1080? Or what if you got a PC? Long story short, Maker, you're a smart guy. This is where I got to get into my, cowboy. You're a smart guy, but you know damn well, majority, if you look at 100% of PCs, the large majority of PCs isn't that powerful at the end of the day. So, just saying, right? That is, I mean, I'm not making this up, right? Like, I think it was last year or 2 years ago, they said, whatever the card was that year, I think it was 2 years ago, they said 13% of the PCs out has that card, right? But again, that's, cards are expensive, higher end, blah, blah, blah. So I'm not saying nothing that we don't know, but I'm just making that point, Maker of chaos.
Well, I really personally believe that's just one of those, hey, we didn't do it yet, this is what we're going to tell you situations. Because if you have the same game on PC, it's basically the same specs or actually scaled up for computers most times, which is one of the biggest problems that PC owners go into is the game optimized. Are the shaders going to load in correctly? Things like that. But it's a porting process, when it all comes down to it at the end of the day. And it just sounds to me like the developers made an excuse not to port that particular part of the game into the PC port.
So here's the thing. So the PC got the same version that the last gen got, all right? But the next gen version got the same game, but also this extra mode called the Yard that's always online and blah, blah, blah. So I think it can hold 100 people at one time and blah, blah, blah. But let me not keep it back there long. Let's bring in none other than F the Cat. Bam! F-Cat, what's up, man?
Hailing from I don't know where, F-Cat. What's up?
I like your little little cat with the mean face, and we can't hear you if you're talking. Games, actually, what did you do different to make it work?
I left the thing here, and I went back and just clicked on the link again, and it did what you said it was going to do, and I had to allow the microphone, and yeah, I want to do this type thing, give it permission.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna try to get to the chat as much as possible. You guys are gonna be even more a part of the conversation than ever before, right? We're gonna literally pause sometimes during conversations and have actual conversations with the chat. So I'm trying something new. I want us to all feel like we're one big happy family until we start arguing, but it is what it is. Don't worry, it'll work out. So Dodgeman had a question. He said Monster Hunter Wilds on PC. What's your thoughts? So I never played it on PC. I couldn't have a thought at all. What I will say is, and I want to make a video about this, I feel like I got it on PC. And I'll say this. There's never been a game in the history of me playing video games that I've spent as much time trying to get the visuals together. And all jokes aside, I'm being honest. I'm not exaggerating. And if you guys go to my very first Monster Hunter stream, at the end of the stream, I spent about a half an hour clicking all the different options. And then the other day, I've literally spent at least, not exaggerating, 1 hour of my personal time messing with the contrast and the shadow lightness and all this stuff
Yeah.
to get it to look good. And the game looks good, but then it also looks terrible. It's just I think it's like, I don't know, because it does, when you put on the 120 mode, it does say like you could put uncapped, and it said it depends on how much is processing. So you would probably explain it better being in the PC. What in my mind is telling me is when it's a lot of stuff going on, the game's just gonna look terrible. Is that
right?
What's happening?
Sometimes what it comes down to is the optimization that I was talking about earlier. And a lot of different games and a lot of guys that have PCs will probably agree with me. But there's a couple of settings in your graphics settings when you get on to certain games that usually trip up any games. That would be lens flare, motion blur, chromatic aberration, things like that. And with those on, some games just don't know how to act on PCs, even if they have the GPU to support them. It's just a thing.
Got you. Well, I feel like that's the thing with Monster Hunter Wilds. Like, it looked ugly. And then I'll tweak it and be like, okay, it looks okay. And then I'll literally run into a different region. I'll just be like I'm never satisfied with the graphics. It's just not a good looking game sometimes. So when I played the beta, I felt the beta was better because the beta, I guess, didn't have all these options for you to mess with. And so the beta was like, it's like I say with consoles. You get what you get, right? So you just suck it up. And you don't get the option to mess with it. But once you let me mess with it, now I'm spending a whole hour doing this and doing that. It's driving me crazy. But I hear they're supposed to have a patch, and so we'll see. So hopefully that answers your question. And games, man, thank you for coming on, bro. If you got anything you want to throw out there and we get into, because I got a bunch of stuff. We'll see if FCAT is coming back, but we're gonna get to a bunch of stuff for the time that you can be on there.
Where are you?
You just want to bring it up? Let's chop it up.
Okay.
And then also, are you still content creating, man?
Yes, but where's your lighter? I ended up taking a break from doing streams and making videos and such because real life gets in the way. I have it, thank you. Sorry. But yeah,
and you just got a new PC, right?
Yes, I did, and I've actually started going back into like streaming and stuff again. That's also another one of the big things. Is my older PC was very it lacked power, bro. I had a GTX graphics card. It wasn't in the cards for me to upgrade until recently. So.
Gotcha. Okay. Now, Maker said most PCs bought nowadays will have a better processing than the ones in consoles. I listen. I'm not saying that's not true. Other people like Games just said he finally upgraded. He didn't upgrade for a while. So I mean, there could be people who want to upgrade. Like, it could be like kids that their parents like, bro, I'm not paying all this money to upgrade. You're gonna keep that same card or whatever, right? So
Indeed.
let me see. Hey, family, argue all the time. At the end of the day, it's all love and should be. Exactly, man. We're going to have fun. Unfortunately, PCs has issues with ports at times. Elden Ring also had hitching issues on PC. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. So with that being said, but that's cool because I definitely want to ask you that question. Let's see, my daughters, my granddaughters are getting so big. And now I'm all the way in Florida, so hey, what could I do? Let me see. So
But
a friend
yeah,
of mine
now I'm.
asked me this question.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say now I'm like doing. I'm playing games like that.
Mhm.
I consider benchmarking precedences like Alan Wake 2,
Okay.
Dead Island 2, Dying Light 2, things that push the graphical boundaries of anybody's PC, no matter what kind of graphics cards you have.
That's dope.
So yeah, I'm gonna be doing a lot more streaming soon. I'm on Rumble now. When I decide to do YouTube again, I'll let you guys know.
Definitely, man. Well, look, you could even shoot us the link to your Rumble if you want, and we could post that as well. Question for you. What do you think is the best looking game that you've played? Now, best looking game, you could be like, I seen a better looking game, but maybe this one game does something so it could be the water, it could be like facial features, just what game just for some reason you're
Uh,
like, I haven't seen a game that has done that.
okay, I have a game. It's called I believe it's called Paradise Hotel, and you can find it on the Oculus Quest.
Mhm.
Well, it's not the Quest now; it's known as the Meta Quest. Whatever. For all the people that might comment some BS, I fixed myself. Shush. Anyway, so it's called Paradise Hotel, and for all the people that have ever played Resident Evil 7. Now imagine that super realistic, immersed in VR. And I mean, zombies jumping through doors. I almost shat myself several times. I'm not going to lie, chat. You know, I had to wear a pair of shorts just to make sure that I'd get away safely. You understand what I mean? But yeah,
I
that's
get yeah.
the textures, the things that you had to do. They were it. I can't say that it was a full haptic game, meaning that it was tracing all of my body parts, but like as far as my
Right.
hands to about my waist, it tracked in this game, and I don't know, it was just super realistic, and I don't think I've ever had my heart race like that in a game before.
That sounds cool, but I want to know what was it the best looking game? That was my question. The best looking
Yeah,
game.
to me, it was definitely the best looking game because it was. I don't know if it was like the double down on having the VR headset, but like the textures, it looked photorealistic and
Oh wow.
just. You ever been inside like an abandoned building and it's just you and all you hear is like the silence, but then the silence becomes deafening? It
Okay.
just little details like that is what made it one of the most enjoyable things that I've done.
Mm. That's cool, man.
The
Mine,
the
I'm
the
gonna bring
textures of the
FCAT.
walls, the doors,
Okay, so it's the
just
actual
the guns,
detail.
everything. It just I don't know. I don't think I've seen anything close to that before.
That's cool. Now I'm gonna bring FCAT on in a minute, but I wanted to he could chime in this if he wanted. We could just switch gears. Jenna Hayes got a question.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, it's with the detail and it looking photorealistic. When I mean photorealistic, I mean like looking at you on YouTube. It was that real looking.
that's cool, man. So uh let me say
Am I
this.
here alone?
For
Did he
me,
just like
what's that? Oh,
your
what'd you
mic
say?
cut out for a little bit?
Oh, that's strange.
I said your mic cut out for a little bit.
Oh, now I heard you. Let me make sure my computer got the right mic, and it doesn't. Then.
And your webcam is frozen.
Uh, so I'm looking at it on stream right
There you go.
now.
There you go.
Okay. So listen, for me, the Callisto Protocol is the best looking game. Being the
Yeah, that's a good
faces
game.
look so real. It's just like it's a horror game, and you're running, and when you turn and you get the camera to see a guy and the terror on his face, it's just something else for me. So that is my best looking game. Now I'm gonna take this moment. Let me pull you off real quick so I can explain what's going on today. So I'll be right back. All
All
right.
right.
All right, guys. So I see more people are coming in. So let me explain this. I know I put a post out and I said that today is going to be something different and it's going to be something you can't find on YouTube, on other people's channels and all this stuff. Well, it is. And Mr. Earl said, what's the topic? Jenna Hayes, I'm getting to you. So today I'm planning to implement something I had planned for about 6 weeks. And this is what it is, short end of the stick. I'm the judge, jury, and executioner. We're going to talk about all type of topics. FCAT's going to bring on whatever he wants. People can bring on whatever they want. However, I will take the opportunity to say we're not talking about that because it's nonsense. Or I'm going to ask the chat, is this what you guys want to talk about? Now, I get the final say because it is my channel. So I'm finally taking control. I've been a really nice guy. Let anybody on. We do this, we do that. Sometimes people talk over me. No more. No. So this is how it's going to work. We're going to have a bunch of people on. And when I notice that 2 people are kind of getting into it, I'm going to just have them go at it. If I notice somebody in the comments, like my guy said, he's always going back and forth with people. I'm going to pull people off and let those 2 people go at it. I'm going to stop and say, you know what? I want to hear what they got to say about this. So I'm going to use my power as being the host to facilitate this entertainment, if that makes sense. But just follow me on this wild journey and watch how crazy and cool and epic this whole thing becomes. So Jenna had a question. Hold up real quick. Let me see. Maker says, speaking about PC processor power, I just got a pre-built PC for $1K at Best Buy, and it has a way better processor. LOL. Jenna Hayes said, Cowboy, thoughts on the federal cuts and the economy? Jenna Hayes, you know what's crazy? I'm living good. I got money in the bank. Most of my bills was cleared off when I moved from Florida to Jersey. I don't really know about the economy. People are crying about eggs being $12 or whatever it is. I don't know if the gas is high. I just pull up and get gas and drive off. I don't look at it. I don't know. I don't live the same lifestyle for everybody who like, how much is this water bottle? I don't know. We just go to the store and buy a case of them. I don't know. So, and I'm not rich by any means, but I don't have little kids anymore. Like, I'm in pre-retirement mode. I'm just living and loving life to my fullest. Like, I'm loving life. I don't know what's going on in the world. I don't know if the economy is good, if it's up, if it's bad, if it's up, if it's up, if it's up, if it's stuck. I don't know, Jenna Hayes. I don't know. I can't answer that question at all because I'm loving life. Life is good. Life is great. I go out on my bike ride sometimes. Life is good. I don't know. I don't know who's having issues. I don't know who got fired and lost their job. I don't know. I know my wife hates her job, unfortunately. But I don't know. So sorry that I can't give a better answer. And Urban, the topic, we got a bunch of topics. And, I'm just pulling them out like normal. And then we're just getting into them and seeing who wants to answer or not, right? And when my guy FCAT come on, maybe he'll have some topics too. But I got a bunch. I've been putting a lot of stuff to the side, and it's going to be cool. Now, it all isn't gaming either. So, but if the gaming topics is flowing more and that's what you guys want to talk about, we'll do that. Let me see. You should ask with a poll. Ask what with a poll? All right. So, F the cat. Let me see, I hear you.
What's up? Yo.
You know you're supposed to go, yo.
Yo.
All right, let's go. What's up, man? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I know that was a good question you asked, dude. James, is he still here or did he leave?
Yeah, he is here. I'm gonna pull him right back on now.
Right on.
Give you a little spotlight. Ask how you was doing.
And I got a different question and sort of a topic that's going around and that I've been saying. We could get dude opinion on this.
Okay.
But
You want to pull it back? Pull him back now?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm seeing this just Gordon rumor going around about the Xbox handheld coming this year and the next gen Xbox and the PC hybrid and all this and that. And really the quote just Gordon himself This is pure fanboy opium.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we've already heard Phil Spencer say the handheld is a far away, it's long time from now. How is it now coming this year?
Right.
You know what? So it's interesting. So what if they had a prototype, which they usually do, right? And what if the prototype?
Well, they have a project code name for it. It's called Keenan.
Yeah, so my thing is, what if it was a prototype and they were like, maybe we want to bring this out 2-3 years from now, and we're gonna add to it, right? And then what if they're like, you know what? Let's not wait. Let's just bring it out now with kind of what we already
Right.
have. Mhm.
But mainly my question is like, what would be the point of buying this thing? Like, entice me as an Xbox player to buy this thing. Like, seriously. I
So
wish
I got
community was here. I wish community was here to tell me this, because nobody here can justify a reason to
You can't.
buy anything
so
branded Xbox right now.
all right. So let me ask
Unless
you.
you're a huge fanboy.
So let's
Right.
Here's the thing. I think this. Oh, this is gonna be a little ugly. I think, and I'm just gonna say it, right? A whole new thing, blah blah blah, right? I'm keeping it real. Hold on, before I say this, if anybody's upset or triggered by the words that came out of my mouth, this is what we do.
Man the fuck up.
All right, let me keep it real. So I think a lot of Xbox players and fans that's jumping from Xbox because they feel like the console isn't important. I feel like you guys are what make Xbox losers. Because you took this approach that Xbox lost, so you jump ship. But if you're a console person and you feel like console isn't being prioritized, and so now you want to go to PC mainly, right? Or Nintendo, some people. My question is, what isn't being prioritized for the Xbox? So FCAT said there's no reason to get an Xbox, a console. But why isn't there? They still got the same amount of games. They still getting games. You still got Game Pass. I mean, literally nothing with Xbox has changed, regardless if the games are on Nintendo or PlayStation or PC. Until they say we're not bringing games to the Xbox, then I feel like you guys that are, I can't believe they're not prioritizing the Xbox anymore. You're kind of a loser. Because you got this lost mentality. Because the console wars has pissed you off so bad that you felt that Xbox is losing. Now, historically, what made the console wars one over the other was console sales. So based off of console sales, with non-fanboyism, yes, Xbox has lost to PlayStation, and they haven't made a comeback. But as far as being an actual gamer, right? Dude, nothing is changing. Your Xbox you bought that's under your TV is doing the exact same thing it did before, and nothing's changing. Now, if you're talking about being a console war thing, a fanboy, then yeah, Xbox is losing hard. The moment Forza was officially announced to go on PlayStation, is a wrap. Now, I personally think it ain't over yet. But the moment you see Gears or Halo go to PlayStation, it is a wrap as far as being a fanboy. Because now you're one of your top biggest games, and Forza's number 3, as far as presence, right? Presence. So anyway, I just wanted to say that. So guys, don't get mad at me. Before I bring them on, let me go to the comments because I'm trying to make sure I get the comments some love. Let me see. So Host is up in the building. Host said the ideal of Microsoft handhelds is just stupid. Just have a Microsoft handheld user interface that you can load onto current cellular devices instead of using Windows 11. Oh wait, and I forgot. So FCAT original thing was talking about handheld. So here's the thing. Reason why I don't think the handheld would be stupid is because we've seen the Steam Deck, we've seen the Lenovo, we've seen all these companies jump in there and make a handheld, and everybody's going crazy. People jump from the Steam Deck to the Lenovo Go to back to the Steam Deck 2 to the. So why not Microsoft just make their own console handheld, and it could do everything, cloud gaming and all that stuff, and it'd be, just like the Steam Deck and the Go and all these other things. There's literally all these other handhelds coming out, and everybody go, oh, they switch from this one to that one. So why not let Microsoft just make their own, and it just be another handheld but made by Microsoft. I just think that might as well not should be the thing. So big no on the next Xbox hardware. Sorry, Murder, I know your feelings. The new handheld is just a PC handheld with Xbox branding. Right, that's what I'm saying. It'll literally just let it do everything the other ones do anyway, but it's just made by Xbox. It's going to be for someone who wants a PC game on the go, just like all the other stuff. I did want an Xbox handheld 3 years ago. Same with Sony handheld, but now I just don't see any point as the games will already be on existing handhelds via Game Pass or PlayStation games. Exactly. No, that makes sense. See, if the Xbox handheld has its own games, I could see it doing well. Or if they release something similar to PC Portal, so to a PlayStation Portal with a huge screen at a low price, people will buy it. No, I think people are gonna buy it. It might not sell out, but yeah, F Cowboy, you loser. Don't talk to me like that. Hey, bro, I didn't mention names. All right, so let's bring FCAT back on. Let's games back on.
I'm just curious because, like, it's tough. It's tough.
So,
it's like,
speak of FCAT, take the floor, man. Tell us your feelings, man.
You don't need to put me full screen, bro.
Fair enough. I just figured,
Yeah.
Well, go ahead. Like, explain your thoughts. What you feel that? Tell us why an Xbox handheld would not.
Well, the thing is, I feel like this is just going to be like a Aces Legion, and the Cyclaw thing, and I just bought a ROG Ally. It's like, why? Like, justify the purchase to me. I want someone who's justifying the purchase. Like,
I think you just answered it. You just answered your own question. You just bought a Rogue Ally. So meaning they're coming out with handhelds and people like you are buying them. It doesn't think about it. It doesn't matter if the Rogue Ally who's made by
man, I have to buy it. It was just like spurring the thing. Oh my god, man.
But think about it, though, right? People every time they announce these new handhelds and the specs. Now if the dude let's go. Now
we can't hear you.
Oh, we got you. If they announce it and the specs are really low, then that's probably a misstep. They probably shouldn't do that. But if it comes out, because I watch all the handheld guys. Look at Chariot Man. As soon as they announce a handheld with all these specs, people are like, oh, look what that could do. And I think what Hope said in the Maker said.
That's the thing. That's the thing. We know they're not chasing the power narrative. They're not trying to be the most powerful thing out there. Are they? So are they chasing most powerful handheld? Like, we don't know that either. Like, the Asus ROG Ally could be more powerful than the Xbox thing, and I feel like this handheld that's coming is essentially just the Xbox license stamped on third party device maker.
Yeah, but what's wrong with that? I mean, it's white label, right?
Like, we're getting that already,
Yeah, so if for you, right, what you're saying to me is no other handheld should come out, because it doesn't matter if it's Xbox, because if right now a new handheld is showing.
I'm not saying no other handheld should come out. I'm just saying, like, how is it going to stand out? I mean, we got Switch 2 coming. Like, how is it going to compete with that?
What I'm saying is, if another handheld was announced right now, you would be saying the same thing. What's the point of it coming out? How is it going to compete? How is it going to stand out to the Switch 2 coming out? But that
Right.
with the Switch 2 coming out, every company can't say, hey, let's just stop making handhelds because the Switch 2 is coming out. How you listen, why? You know what I mean? You gotta. It's just like Grand Theft Auto. Oh, everybody gotta stop making video games. No, that's not gonna happen. People still gonna make video games. Some people might still release games that month. But at the end of the day, games are still gonna come. So that's just me. I'm just answering the question. You know. But what do you guys think?
What you think, dude?
What do I think? Well, I think that it's all gimmicks. I think that it's all ploys for people to throw their money away on pieces of shit. Excuse my language. Simply put, it's like like what you were talking about earlier with the Xbox handheld or a PlayStation handheld for that matter. They all failed. How many freaking people do you really know who even own them? Let's be honest. How many people do you know in your personal circles that own any of that crap? First of all, let's ask that question. Secondly, I mean, if you're truly a fan of something, Xbox, PlayStation, PC, I mean, of course these people are it's like they've gone one way or the other most of their life since they were a kid, so they're just them being one way or the other unfortunately is already ingrained in them, unless they're like me and realize that a smart man made a PC and just didn't want to deal with that nonsense anymore. You know what I'm saying? Where do you go? Are we here alone?
It's gonna have the PC. It's gonna have the PC hybrid thingy to it, but we don't know how that's gonna work. Microsoft's jumping.
Bedroom, and I was using it last night, but I mean,
we got Microsoft
before that.
We got Microsoft jumping the joy.
Wait, I didn't buy any of those. Yeah, I didn't buy the Vita. I didn't buy the what was it called? I don't know. I never bought any of the PSP.
The thing is, no, we got Microsoft jumping in, and I feel like that they don't know what they're doing. Like they're jumping into this market. They're trying to tap into this new thing that's out, like Steam Deck handhelds and these OSs, like the Xbox OS. Sure, they made Windows, but I mean, can they deliver us like an Xbox OS with a PC?
I don't know about handhelds, but
I think you just have to wait and see, right? At the end of the day, I mean, if a $1 billion company want to put out a product, and they may do the research.
That's the thing. That's the thing. They're not paying for it. They're not paying for it. So if it fails, like Xbox ain't gonna be hurt by it. Like the person who made the device is gonna be hurt.
That's just called smart business. So what's the problem?
You know what I'm saying?
All right, so hold up real quick. All right, guys. I see a bunch of people popped in, so I gotta explain it to you. So I put this out, and I hope Purple's still there because I want to thank you, Purple. I want to say what's up, Cherry Man. Now here's the thing. I got a new format for this show. All right, and this is how it's gonna go. It needs audience participation from the comments and from the people on the panel. Now, here's what happened. Oh, Rudig's in the building. Let's go. So here's the thing. This is how it's gonna go. We're gonna have topics like normal. We're gonna be chatting and talking, but I have to do my due diligence as the host. And I have to take the moment where I say, hey, you, I'm putting you to the side, and I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you versus you. And what gave me this thought of doing this, like maybe 6 weeks ago, is because Purple Haze and Rain the Collector was going back and forth. I pulled everybody off, and I just let them go at it. And other people was in the background waiting, and it was pretty entertaining. So I thought, what if there's a show where one guy, the host, makes sure he pay attention to the chat, and he pay attention to the people on the panel, and he pick and choose who should answer what and go against each other. And kind of like, for instance, maybe Purple might be talking and she might be rebuttaling to FCAT, but then you got somebody else over talking. And so I'm going to do my best to make this thing a well-oiled, entertaining machine. Now, I might come off a little rude at times, but I'm going to go back to the old cowboy, because in order for this to happen, you guys just have to have a little thick skin and follow along with me. because I'm gonna pick and choose. And listen, you could call me out if you like, but I want one thing for you to just keep it real. Now it's called keeping it real with the cowboy. I'm gonna go to the audience and be like, is he keeping it real? Is she keeping it real? And y'all can put real, or fake, nonsense, whatever you like. So Purple said we are participating in the comments. Let's go. That's what I like to hear. I seen the Dreamcast and Ready to Rumble. Oh man, that was actually dope. Like the old way. Hey, listen, but it's gonna be different. So the old way, hosts, I didn't pull people off. I'm gonna have a bunch of people on here, and there might be a moment where I'm gonna pull everybody off but 2 people, including myself. And like let's say it's getting really saucy, those 2 people are going back and forth. We're gonna let them go back and forth for a little bit. Now, if they just dragging it out and they're saying the same thing, I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna like, all right, we have heard enough, and I'm gonna bring everybody back on. But I will be honest. For any of you guys, you gotta have a little thick skin. All right, you can't be mad at me because I gotta do this to make it work. And if you got a problem with it, then you know what's gonna happen. He gotta tell you something.
Man the fuck up.
All right, so let's get back. So, FCAT, I definitely hear what you're saying. I just think, again, it's not my money, right? So if Microsoft want to create something, I want to see what it can do. You never know. Now, I get that your point is like, well, how is it going to compete with all the other stuff? But a lot of stuff is we've been saying, like there's games that come out, how's it going to compete? And you're like, damn, look how well it's sold. Who knows? We'll see.
Every time I hear about it, it's like, and I hear the term Xbox OS, I'm thinking about, like a bootable Windows thing that I could put on my PC where it's like Windows without all the junk and it just runs games. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. I would definitely, get that and put it on my computer. I would actually probably put that on every Windows device I have. But I mean, I want to know how this thing's gonna work. I want to know, the details behind it and stuff like that.
Well, I think you just gotta
maybe right. I just feel like Microsoft is rushing into this,
so
not knowing what they're doing.
Well, what I think is Microsoft told us all this is a new era for them. They're literally doing something new. They want their games to be in the most hands as possible, even if it isn't on their platform. So them making a handheld is another way of having their games, on more hands. So at the end of the day, I think Microsoft got the money to spend and lose. So that's a good problem to have because you could try things, and if it don't work, it didn't really hurt.
So pull back. So it's not going to be their handheld, and they're not paying for it.
I mean,
that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing, cowboy.
If it's their brand, at some point they are responsible. But at the end of the day, who cares if they don't lose money on it? What is that? That don't got anything to do with the gameplay and if you're gonna enjoy it or not. So I don't, that's just me. But let me see. 50 had something. He said, remember everything is an Xbox. If you have a great handheld that already plays everything Xbox, then why get a device? Just because it says Xbox on it, where's my incentive? I'll pass. So I think the incentive is maybe you haven't bought a handheld yet. Maybe I'm gonna be honest, right? When I think of all these new handhelds, I think PC. They literally say to you, this is like the PC handheld, right? PCs are now being handheld. So Xbox come out with a handheld, console gamers are gonna be like, oh, look at that. Like, and so I think that might be the incentive.
Yeah,
You're gonna feel like this is your console handheld. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. They're taking the whole official license for Xbox thing that they put on, like the ROG Ally that they put on controllers and things like that. They're taking that and they're turning that into their identity. That's what's going to be stamped on all these devices, and that this is an Xbox. Like,
yeah, but I think this is a great time to do it, right? Like, if it wouldn't have worked before, right? But now their motto is this is an Xbox, this is an Xbox. So here's the cool thing with Xbox right now. They're doing something unprecedented, right? I mean, Sega did the same thing, but Sega no longer had a console, right? So they kind of like, hey, we still want to make games, but we can't have it on our in-house. Xbox is able to do what Sega did and still have their own console, so why not bring a handheld too? They're literally all about this is going to be everywhere. Now, will it fail? I don't
What
know.
console? What console? The only consoles is this XS and that.
Yeah, so
Whatever they're coming out with next isn't going to be your traditional console box.
I don't know. I don't work for Xbox, so I couldn't answer that question. But if I had to guess,
No.
James, what do you think? What's the next Xbox console going to be like?
Honestly, I mean, I don't know what the next console is going to be like, but I can say beyond the shadow of a doubt, and I've said this in the Discord several hundred times by now, don't be surprised if in the future these people start trying to go cloud. Because they own everything. I mean, Bill Gates, created Windows. Windows is Xbox. Follow the damn line. Everything
exactly.
Everything is going to end up being in the cloud because it'll alleviate them having the cost of overhead for creating expensive ass consoles that 90% of the time on their first gen end up bursting into flames because someone played a game that's supposed to work on it or whatever, the case might be. But, as far as handhelds go, it's all gimmicks, man. It's just another way for them to be like, hey, it has our effing name on it. Give us your money. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's pretty much all it is. It's all gimmicks. I felt this. Go ahead. I was just going to say, I felt the same way back in the day when I was a kid. Game Gear and, all those Game Boy. And, it was basically like, and who had Game Boys? Nintendo fanboys. Like, they were the only ones that freaking had them. So it's just the point crazy? Go ahead.
I think everybody had a Game Boy just because it was the only handheld around.
Well, I mean, but I'm saying.
My issue with handhelds back in the day, right, was they usually was the inferior to the console counterpart. So my thing was like, I guess I was always that guy that wanted the biggest and best. So I was like, well, that's why I can't get PC. I'll be the brokest person in the world. I'll be like, what? They got a new 5090? I gotta have that. And then next year, that'll be me. So I literally never owned a handheld besides the Sega Nomad. You know why? The Sega Nomad was 1-for-1 a Sega Genesis. It literally was a portable Sega Genesis. You could take the same game. Now, Switch to me is cool because it literally stole.
Where's Chariot Man?
Nomad. But at the end of the day, Nintendo just don't go with power. So then a lot of third party doesn't put their stuff on Nintendo. Now we'll see what happens with the Switch, but the Switch 2 still gonna come out inferior to everything else. But long story short, I'm with games. Like I was never beat over the head with handhelds. Like they never got me. It was like, bro,
nope.
Remember back in the day, games, we would go to the arcade, right? And remember,
Street Fighter.
The arcade used to look better than what you had at home. You was like,
oh yeah.
And then it got to the point where your consoles look better than arcade. So it was like, well, what's the point of me going to arcade now? Yeah. Because now visually it's better at home. So I'm kind of one of those people. I kind of like it started dying off because it was like, well, I'm just gonna stay at home. Yeah. So,
back in the day, the arcades were like that because they knew kids were going to continuously drop quarters until they were broke. I was one of them. Street Fighter 2 Turbo Edition, baby.
Yes. Listen to what Mr. Urbanworld said. Sega is contemplating a gaming service, and I'm 100% down for the idea. It depends. It depends what they have. Now, for me,
they're trying to make a game this.
Fan of going back all the time. So if their service is just like all their games from back in the day, I feel like I kind of played what I thought I wanted to play, and I kind of want the new stuff. So it might not get me, but to each his own. Oh, go ahead, Games.
I was just going to say I wanted to give a quick shout out to Chariot Man Gaming, who unfortunately can't be a part of this conversation. I know somebody mentioned it in the comments that they wanted to bring him in here because he's like the game, a handheld game guy in here.
Handheld guru.
I just wanted to say, hey man.
Cool. here's what's cool with Cherry Man. Let's give Cherry Man a little shout out real quick. I'll get back to this host. So here's what's cool with my man Cherry Man. One, I got to meet him in person. I went to New York, jumped on a train, and went out there to meet him in Manhattan. We hung out for the day. He took me to get New York pizza. It wasn't that great, but and it's not his fault because he didn't know. But my wife and I met up with him. It was cool. Cool guy in person. Cool guy. When Stadia ended, as you know, games, we were all Stadia heads. Everybody's figuring out what to do. That's literally what his channel became. He went to handhelds and he follows everything. I mean, he had the Steam Deck, the Go, the Leap, you name it. So Cherry Man is a great person for this conversation, you know, talking about handhelds. So I would love to see what's his thoughts on the Xbox handheld. So Cherry Man, definitely let us know. And if you got some time, click on the link that's pinned and jump on in here.
I would like to know what games does Ally run natively? Like,
you know, it's
like,
interesting. You're talking about the Rogue Alley.
yeah,
Rogue Alley.
yeah.
I know the Steam. I know the Steam Deck. Like there's like a list on Steam, and it tells you what games will run on the Steam Deck. But I'm not sure about the Alley. I don't know much about that. Handheld, to be honest.
The Ally is a little bit more powerful than the Steam Deck. Just a little bit.
For the non-PC guy, what does natively mean? What do you mean?
Like I can install it and play it off of that thing.
Basically, can run on the device without having problems.
Yeah.
Hold on, can run on the device without doing what?
I can download the
without
game
having problems
on the device itself, and the device itself run that game. Because
I got it. So pretty
from
much,
what I heard, the Ally can only do like indies, double A's, and not so many triple A games. And I'm like, what? Really? With it's supposed to be, more powerful than the Steam Deck. You should be able to run triple A games.
I mean,
I've seen some run on like low settings, so run games on low settings.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it's a handheld, right? So, I mean, how much power does handheld got versus your PC? You know what I mean?
Didn't Dark play like Starfield on it? And he got 60. He said he got 60 on the Ally with Starfield.
A smaller screen is a benefit as well, but hold on, let me back up before I let hosting go too far. So remember, consoles or computers always have been just with a different use interface and ecosystem. That's it. So Xbox just needs to push day use and interface and storefront on other devices. Let me see. We need CMG on this topic. Yep. Let me see. You could buy a 5,000 series and the games were still like garbage. It's all about how to optimize effectively these days. That's what games was talking
That's what I said before.
Yep. I'm still here. I'm on the train heading home. So I may be in. Oh, that'd be dope. If you get home.
Be safe, bro.
Let me see. I would love it, but yeah, I get it. I get it. WinStar's in the building. Rogue Ally, you can run pretty much download anything.
Okay? Yeah, because it's a PC.
It's not about if it will run because everything can be optimized and settings change. It's about if they text maps, menus, inputs can run effectively. Okay, that makes sense. And then WinStar said you can always lower res to 720p and it runs better.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah. That is fair because FCAT, you were saying like, oh, if you could run on high settings, blah blah blah. But yeah, I mean that's the cool thing with PC. That's kind of what happened to me in Monster Hunter. I was like, bro, this game looks bad. So I actually put it on 30 frames, cap 30 frames, and graphics mode or resolution. And I was like, all right, but then it was driving me crazy when my character was turning. I was like, all right. So it's kind of you get what you get, but with the PC, you could mess with the settings and find that happy medium. You just find what works best, and it is what it is. Or you pay the money to get a high-end PC. But handhelds, you got to think about it. They can't do but so much because it's but so much you could cram into something that's handheld. And that in my movie. Rudik said, what do you think will sell more, the PlayStation Portal or the Xbox handheld? So it depends on what the Xbox handheld is, right? The PlayStation Portal literally is just a streaming device, right? Which is kind of whack, you know. Now for me, I don't take it out the house, so it's perfect. Last night we was watching wrestling. I decided,
Yeah,
just to play the wrestling game in the bed, so it works. But if I want to walk outside the door, then that thing is nothing, right?
well, if PSN, PlayStation Network goes down, it's a paperweight.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It literally
Yeah.
does nothing now. But if Xbox allow you to download games to it, then I think that's the better value because you could still play things on the go. You could play a one-player game sitting in the car, like the Switch. So now, will it sell more or not because of the brand? Well, Xbox is getting Xbox is not getting as much Xbox as far as hardware, a lot of people are upset with that.
Yeah. Me personally, that's why I chose the Rock Alley over the Portal. I would have gotten the Portal, but I realized that with the Portal, PSN goes down. That you can't do nothing with that.
No, I mean, I bought one, but I knew exactly what it is because I'm a big fan of remote play. So I use remote play on my phone. Like before cloud gaming was a thing that I knew of, I was doing remote play back then. So I bought one just because I know I use remote play. Now, it makes sense though. Like, why should I buy this thing that's literally doesn't work when I walk out the house? Like you said, a paperweight. So if Xbox could make games download on it, bravo. 507 when you get home. Oh, Mystic Fragments is in the building. Mystic Fragments, we got a little different vibe here. Make sure you jump in. So once we got more people on here, or again, once we get to a little like stalemate, then it'll get spicy. But for the most part, got some cool topics. FCAT is beating the hell out of us with this damn handheld thing. That he wants answers.
I just got the Ally, so I'm in the handheld market now. I'm in the handheld talk now.
But here's the thing.
Jesus Christ. My man said he's
satisfied with what you bought.
He said, oh my Lord.
I don't know. I'm 50-50 because it costs so much for like everything. Because I got the official dock, I got the official controller, I got the screen protector for it, the rubber casing thing for it. Like I got everything for it. Yeah, I went all in, and like I feel like all I'm doing with it is remote playing cloud.
All right, so hold on real quick.
I'm like, I know the specs. I know the specs for it. I'm like, so how do I put these specs up against games? It's like, I have no idea. I need a list of what games it can run and at what settings.
As it get closer to coming out, I'm sure it'll happen. But hold up. I got a question, real quick. So Mystic Fragment, there's some Nintendo people might be out there, all right? So you said Rogue Ally is great, especially for parents. Are you trying to say that the Nintendo Switch is for kids? I'm just trying to clarify this. I'm just trying to understand. Windstar said the Portal is great for the price point. 50 said I'm enjoying my Portal and they're consistently adding new features, but I don't game outside the house very often. And then Hope said, I still use my G Cloud. Oh, I forgot that was the thing. G Cloud handheld as when internet lags. I just play emulations, all games from the Google Play Store. Very light, great screen, and it's amazing battery. And Hope said, though my Steam Deck is still Mike Go device, his Go device. Said, I won't be here for long. Spent the weekend playing Split Fiction and don't want to get in more trouble with the wife. I hear you, man. He says Split Fiction is amazing, or that's what 506 said. No. He said I have a Switch too. So wait, what was that comment though? I'm just trying to say. You said Rogue Ally is great, especially for parents. So what type of comment was that? I need you to clarify this because it feels like to me you're throwing shots at the Switch, and you probably own a Switch, but it might be for the kids. So I need you to clarify that. Rudy said, I am enjoying on my big screen. Means gaming never my thing, but shout out to all the handhelds. Every gamer is a different flavor. So do you have a portal? I thought you had a portal, don't you? Split Fiction has been an absolute blast. Really enjoying my playthrough. So I just got Split Fiction in the mail today. I'm pretty sure tomorrow my wife and I will be streaming it, and we beat A Way Out and we beat It Takes Two, and we played and beat both games, streamed it from beginning to end through series of it. So we'll probably get into that tomorrow. I'm pretty sure we'll probably stream it tomorrow. Let me see. It seems handhelds have become the adult device because the kids or wife will have the big TV. Okay, here he goes. Now you're gonna explain. What I meant is I love playing RPG games, and my setup is in the basement, so it makes it hard to play a lot because I want to spend time with the family. With the Rogue Ally, I can play those games. I don't know, bro. I feel like you was coming at the Switch while being upstairs with them. Winstar agreed. I mean, I think you could do that with every handheld, though, right? I beat Split Fiction. Oh, around how long did it take? That game is next level. So the cool thing with Split Fiction is I didn't really care so much to play A Way Out, but A Way Out ended up being really good. And then I didn't care so much to play It Takes Two, but It Takes Two was really good and won Game of the Year. But this game, actually, I want to play because I love fantasy and I love sci-fi. And so to play a co-op game that merged the two, I'm looking forward to playing it. So this might just be in the running for Game of the Year again also. Rudik said, I do not own a Portal. I own a Nintendo Switch, but I only ever play it in the dock hooked up to the screen. Okay. Playing on my big, or playing on, I'm sure you're saying the TV. I just use it as a console. The cool thing is you could use it like that, right? It's a short game. I believe it's 12 hours. Okay, cool. So I'm not going to be playing forever. That's cool. Split Fiction is 12 hours. Okay, cool. I'll watch you and Sandy play it as I enjoyed it. It Takes Two. Yeah, man, we had it. It's I heard it was a little tough though. So let's bring back on FCAT and my man Games. So let's switch up a little bit. So I want to ask you guys a non-gaming question real quick. And so this is for everybody in the chat, for Games and FCAT. A friend of mine has asked this question in one of my chats, and I was like, that's interesting. So I'll give you my answer after. So Games and FCAT in the chat. What is worse? What's a worse feeling? Okay. Anger or disappointment? So what's a worse feeling? Anger or disappointment?
Anger or disappointment? What's the worst feeling?
Yeah.
For me, the worst feeling would probably be anger because, like, being a realistic dude and living in the world that we live in, disappointment is just a phone call away. But anger is probably the worst feeling for me because, like, being the kind of person I am, especially around other people, like, we don't like to get angry. But, like, when we get to that point, it's basically really hard to shut it down. So definitely anger being the worst feeling.
What about you, FCAT?
Where was the question?
What's the worst feeling? Anger? It's all good. Anger or disappointment?
Disappointment.
And why is that for you? What's your reason behind that?
I guess it's a little bit harder to get over disappointment.
That's a good one. Oh, wait, I'm moving games. So for me, I told him that I think disappointment is harder. And the reason being is anger for me is self-inflicted. So anger just comes with self-control. So if I get that mad, I should be mad at myself. But disappointment, it sucks because you can't control disappointment. I can control being angry. Maybe I need to take a cold shower. Maybe I need to take a walk. But let's say one of my kids just do something, I'm disappointed, right? I'm just like, that disappointment can't go away because whatever they did made me disappointment, meaning they did something that can't be taken back, or they have to eventually fix it. Me being mad or angry is gonna subside once I do something else, and that feeling is gonna go away. But every time I think of what you did to make me disappointed, it's like I feel like that's it almost can't go away. But I could find something
Yeah,
else
that's what I feel
to
like.
make it happen. You know, I
Yeah,
could find something else to take the anger away. And I think anger
right.
again is a self-control issue. You know what I mean?
That's how I feel. That's my thing.
Yeah, that's fine. Let me see if anybody answered the question. Let me see.
Let's see.
Yeah, let's see. Hold up.
Tasty.
So let me back up a little
Smoke
bit.
'em if you
Mr.
got 'em.
Brennan said, with the 12 to 16 hours depends on how much you spend on side quests roaming around. Okay, gotcha. 50 say ain't nobody scared of no Nintendo peoples. It is mainly for kids and TK9. I agree. He's a child. Mr. Fragment says
Oh shit.
it's tougher than it
Right.
takes. It's tougher than it takes two, but it has a lot of checkpoints, and then you have to spawn in almost instantly. Okay, that's cool. All right, so here we go. Rudick said, anger makes me feel regretful, and I could have handled the situation better. So it's a self reflection. Disappointment is something that either motivates me or keeps me down. They are very different. That's interesting. Hope said, I'm currently watching my local football team play, and I'm getting more angry than disappointed. It's only again, but it's only again, but I feel anger is worse using this in real life experiences. Disappointment for me because I can get angry with something small and don't like being disappointed because I can't control that most times. And then Dodgeman said, are the Steam Deck and Rogue Ally really worth it to you? That's the question you got to ask yourself. For me, I'm home mostly. I have my TV to myself, so I don't have a reason to have them. That makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't have a reason to have one either. But I mean, I don't know why I got it. I guess just to have something else to plug into my second monitor.
Hold on. Hope say email all the kids and the big kids play PlayStation for Astrobots. Leave Nintendo alone. I ain't gonna lie, Astrobot. Listen, it got better than I thought. When I first was playing it, I was like, all right. Got to the God of War stage. I was like, all right, this game, eh. And then next thing you know, I literally did everything there is to do in the game. So it did grow on me, and I will say that. And it looks good too. That's the cool thing. But I think it's only like 30 frames. And I think they added
So
Peace out, Urban.
you ready for the next question?
All right, yeah, hold on. Just kidding. Nintendo peoples have a Switch 3 switches. Mr. Urban World said, y'all have a good day. I'm out. All right, later, Urban. Let me see. What's worse, you feeling disappointed or you disappointing somebody else? Damn.
I have an answer.
That's yeah. Go ahead, Games. That's a good question.
Going back, basically like what I said before, I think it would be me disappointing someone else because while I might be used to, a certain level of disappointment, the person that I'm disappointing might not be used to such a thing and take it completely different. You know what I mean? You never know.
I mean, that's a great answer. I want to be selfish and say I'd rather disappoint somebody and not be disappointed, but that sucks when you disappoint somebody, and disappointment should be a self-reflection. So it should hit you hard, right? But being disappointed hurts too. But I feel like you can get over being disappointed, but you can't get over disappointing someone else. So that, yeah, I think I agree with you. Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy for me to get over that, but somebody else, they could hold that shit for weeks. You never know.
Right. Because you're the master of when you could get over it or not, and that's on you.
Yeah.
And listen, if you want to drag it out, that's on you. That's a personal problem. But when somebody disappoints you, it's like, damn, you know what I mean? Like, okay, I could get over it, but now I don't know how long, like you said, how long they could get over what I did.
Exactly.
All right, so let's move on.
So my next question. Yeah, so my next question, so everybody here saw the Death Stranding 2 trailer, right?
Yes.
The 10-minute one?
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm wondering because I saw Reforged and he was like singing the praises of Death Stranding too, and he was like, "Oh yeah, this is going to be a game of the year. You know, this is going to take the take the award and all this stuff." And I'm like, "It's the same game from the first one.
So
You
I would
just
have to,
walk."
I would have to disagree with you. So from the first game, I played about 3 hours of it. I just couldn't do it. It was boring, right? And I know Rock said if you got at least 4 hours in, then it got better. I didn't want to spend the other hour. But when they showed, I think at the Game Awards last year, when they showed the trailer of the new one, they showed a lot of action. Now they did show some action, and the action, the gameplay,
They're
the action
in my
actually looked
breast coat
good.
pocket. Can you get me one?
So whether or not how long it takes you to get to the action, that's what for somebody like me, I have to see. But for me, I don't think it's the same as that game because of that action and because the action looked good. And then I will say this: I was watching a trailer, a video about it today that said, this is the first game that's next gen that actually looked next gen. That trailer looked pretty good. It did look pretty good and seemed interesting.
That was on a base PS5 though. That was all on base PS5.
Okay,
But
well,
no, I'm saying that that's how far they pushed the base PS5.
okay,
Like that's not even
Sorry.
a pro.
okay, got you.
That's not like the best of the best. Like
Well, the Pro looked the same as the base PS5 anyway, so don't worry about it. No, I mean at the end of the day, it looks good from the trailer. Now again, I didn't make it through the whole 10-minute trailer. But I'll go back and watch it. But from watching it, the storytelling looked good. I was like, this made me feel like real people was having a conversation, and whatever was going on was kind of
Norman Reedus, man.
What'd you say, Games?
I said Norman Reedus, bro. He's that dude. You hate Norman Reedus? Is that what you said?
No, we don't hate Norman Reedus.
I mean, look, I wasn't into the last one, but I'll say this: when they showed the trailers for part one, I was like, "Whoa, this game looks good." Now something was off with it, and it was like no action they showed, but the story looked amazing so much that my son actually went out and bought the game. He bought the first Death Stranding, and he was very disappointed. But I mean, as far as the cutscenes and stuff, man, it looks like a movie in a game. And I think that probably was the bad part because it really was little gameplay. But again, it looked like they rectified that with the but we just have to see if you gotta play it for like 5 hours to actually start fighting, you know?
Also, give me a time frame. I want a time frame of when y'all think it's coming to Xbox.
Oh, Death Stranding 2?
Yeah, give me a time frame. 3 months, 6 months.
Man, I don't know. I think I would say maybe a year. That would be the quickest time for me. I think it probably would be a year timed exclusive.
I think that's the thing about reveals that's always pissed me off. It's like you see something, you're like, yeah, I want to try that. Even a demo to get a taste of it. And it's like coming in 2027. Like, and I'm like, okay. And for all those people that like have Steam, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You have all these games on your wish list. And then like it's just coming soon. When? Like, can you give me a clue?
Yeah, I mean that must suck. I mean I don't have much but it just reminded me of back in the day. Remember we would go to GameStop and we would back in the day, right, when the internet wasn't that big of a thing, and you would be like, hey, when does game come out? And they flipped over the big book and it just flipped over and you read down, alphabetical order, and the game you're looking at said to be determined. You're like, mother, and you just came back to GameStop next week. Y'all got a date yet? You called them up, y'all got a date yet? I mean, I think we got past that, but I think the issue with gaming is look how many games get delayed. So that only happens because they gave you a date that they couldn't fulfill. So honestly, games need to start taking longer. Here, how about this? Maybe they shouldn't show a trailer, so soon, right? Or maybe it'd be like a teaser trailer or a concept trailer And so, I mean, it is what it is. We're human. So whatever we see, we're going to want. That's just how we are,
Not
right? We're going to want
now,
something.
now you're getting into a realm I can comment on.
Say that again? Oh, now
I
you
said
can
now
okay.
you're
Oh
getting yeah, you're getting into a realm that I can definitely comment on, because my opinion of the whole thing is like when these developers go and they're like, oh yeah, look at this trailer, and they're doing all this different shit, right? It's basically like they bit off more than they can chew, and the delays are because they can't do half the crap that you see in the trailers. And I think that as far as like PC gamers go, we definitely got it right. They enter a game in the early access, and then you get patch, and then eventually, you have what they might consider a real game or a 1.0 or whatever the hell.
yeah, but look at what happened with what's that game that just came out? Level Zero Extraction.
Oh
That
yeah,
was
well I
our
mean,
early access, shut down in like 2 weeks or something like that.
Well, I mean, it was out
yeah,
for a
but that
couple years, but look what happened with Anthem. So look what happened with Anthem. Exactly what Dude Game said. The first trailer they showed, that was not the game. Everybody got hyped up off of that trailer, and that was not the game. And they couldn't add all that stuff they showed in the game. They couldn't make it look like that in the game. Games that was
yeah,
a great point. Games,
yeah,
great point.
that's why games get delayed, because they're like, yo, we showed them that we're going to do this and we're going to have this specific lighting or these specific character models or whatever it is. And then it's like they can't bring it to the table. So they delay it and delay it and delay it. And then when you finally get it, it's nothing like what it originally was concepted to be.
Yeah. Before I let these comments get ahead of me, let me jump in there real quick. Dodgeman said, I don't like being mad. You don't think clearly when you're mad, affects my mechanic skills. And Maker said, I do hope they fix the pacing issues with Death Stranding 2. Yeah, that will be good. That's all that really needed, right? If Death Stranding 1, I mean, I heard you could fight way down there. I heard the fighting was weird. But if you at least could had some of that earlier in the game, it would have kept people in the game a little longer, and then maybe the story would have pulled them in. FCAT Death Stranding 2 is going to have real consequences. You're actually going to be walking around the turf or going to be slapped on everything. So it's not just a walking sim, it's actually economy sim. And then he said,
Oh, because you're building the things for other players or whatever.
yeah, I don't understand that. Mr. Frederick said gamers today are kind of
Yeah, you can
weird.
put
I'm not
stuff
gonna
down
lie.
for
He
other
said,
players to find in that game.
yeah, I don't. We gotta. I gotta ask y'all to explain that. But gamers today are kind of weird. Not gonna lie. If the game is too long, it's bad. If the game is too short, too hard, too easy, etc., just play what you like and stop bashing everything. I mean, it's a joke. No, I agree. I was actually talking to my friend today, and he said, it was a question I was gonna use, but it was a weird question, so I chose not to. But I just mentioned it. We don't have to answer it. But he said, "What would games be more fun? Would video games be more fun if they remove diversity, equality, and exclusion?" I was like, "What?" And I was like, "Dude, here's my thing. I don't. You know when people bring up the whole woke thing? The reason why it doesn't bother me is because I don't make video games. So at the end of the day, I say you make whatever game you want. If you're the company, you owned it. You should have creative freedom. Now." I'm either going to play the game or I'm not, right? And some people are going to play the game and they're going to like what you put
It's
in the
starting to
game,
wear
whether
off,
it's
or you still feel
woke or
woozy?
not woke. So for me,
I'm
I
sorry.
never let that bother me. There's way too many video games where I can play an older game. I start playing Prototype again. I can't wait till next time I play Prototype again, right? It's my favorite game in the world.
Those were all the ones
So for
that fell.
me,
I
I
just
don't have
threw them in
time to
there.
worry about the stuff I don't like in the
Then there's
game.
all
I don't
those.
like Souls games.
Those
I
are
don't
mine.
like how super hard they are and you die and you lose everything. So
Nah,
stay away from them.
whoever's still saying that word is stupid because the whole thing died. They're, and to kind of like double on what you said, Cowboy, there's going to be a lot of game of year contenders this year. It's going to be ridiculous. It's going to be hard to point out who actually wins game of the year because this year is going to have somewhat many good games from the previous bad couple of years, and that's usually what happens at gaming. Like we'll have bad couple of years or so, and we'll start getting good years. And this one's going to be pretty up there. That's a good year.
No, I definitely agree. Hold on, let me turn on.
Boo.
Oh, and it's not all going to come down to GTA 6. I mean, GTA 6 is just it's just going to be there. Like it's just going to be there. It's not going to affect anything.
I think it's gonna be a best-selling game. It's gonna blah blah blah, but
What?
people are still gonna buy other games. People are still gonna live and go to work and do other stuff. You know what I mean? But real quick, I want to get to this real quick. Maker said, "I think it's a balancing. I think it's balance." He said there are definitely games that drag on too long or overstay their welcome, and other games that work being longer and more playtime. Now let me go to his other thing. He said also balancing is definitely a thing. Usually there should be a gradual progression of difficulty. I've definitely played games with two hard bosses at the end, and this is coming from a Souls guy. So I will say this. Again, I think it goes back to creativity. Just because you played somebody else's game and you like the gradual progression, if somebody's vision was to make you feel like the game is easy and you got to the last boss and you was like, bro, why is this so hard? That's literally their vision. And so then, therefore, that probably isn't the game for you, right? Because I don't think we should it's cool to be like, man, I really like that game, but I wish it did that. That's fine. But I think, if we don't make games ourselves, then I don't think it's on us. Like it's on us to say what we personally want out of a game, but I don't feel that saying that there's a certain balance and naturally games should flow like this. The game you like should flow like that is what I think it comes down to. But everybody shouldn't make games to flow like the game you want because then you're taking away their creativity. And then sometimes maybe it isn't a creativity. It's the publishers saying, hey, you need to do this, do that, do this. And unfortunately, it is what it is. Gonna take a leave, gentlemen. Hey, man, thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. It was good having you back on, dude. If you could come back on Tuesdays, 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern, this is where it's gonna be. Rudy, let me go in backwards a little bit. Rudick said, FCAT thinks Soul Games died. LOL.
Well, that's why last year was so horrible, Rudigs, because DLC got nominated for Game of the Year. I mean, how bad can you get? How can you run out of options that year?
So you know what? That's a good point. So you feel that they ran out of options, but then also that show how powerful Souls games are. That the DLC almost won Game of the Year. So is that a bad thing or a good thing? That's interesting. That's a hard one. New Elden Ring game coming out. Let me see. Gotta take my lead. Oh yeah, that's what the Game Vote said. Maker said, usually the structure for games is that you gain skills to get stronger, to fight the harder games, the harder enemies, but even some bosses get toned down because even the developers thought it was too hard. Yeah, I mean, I think that games are so interesting that I can't take that logic to it, right? For instance, I like to play action adventure games, right? Hack and slash games, you level up, you got a tree, blah, blah, blah. You like soul games. So when I imagine if I said I want the soul games to play like the action adventure games, where I want them to start adding, imagine if I said games are supposed to have a normal, easy, and hard mode, right? Just imagine that in your world, for your type of games, you'd be like, what? No, they don't, right? So I think what you're saying doesn't apply to every game, so it's not fair to say. You know what I mean? The Elden Ring DLC final boss got nerfed a little while after release. I remember that was the thing. Nah, FCAT, just don't pay attention to the genre. Plenty of games in the soul genre. And then he said, humble brag, I beat the final boss of Elden Ring DLC pre-patch on stream live. That is dope. And Michael's in the building. What's going on, Michael? Mr. Fragrance says exactly.
Oh yeah, like I'm looking at Hell is Us, and I'm like,
What game?
Hell is Us.
Okay.
I'm like, I might step up my genre for this. I might give that one a shot.
Listen, man, everybody talking about how good they are. I want to know how many beat that final mission on Astrobot because I did it. So you gamers that like super hard games, I just want to know who did Astrobot because Astrobot has some challenging stuff. I seen Rudigs put a thing up on PlayStation saying he beat I think one of the time trials or something. Well, I did it already, Rude Diggs, and I was done with that game. Sent it back. So get on my level. I'm just saying. Or how many people beat Quantum Error? I'm just saying. Now that might not be saying much because you got stuck in a bug that stopped you.
Yeah.
But just saying.
Let's see. Next thing.
Okay. Well, why you think of that? Cowboy, back to
PlayStation.
with difficulty. The true difficulty is determined by the designer and the developer, not easy, medium, or hard. I agree with you. And then he said like
So next thing, PlayStation AI. PlayStation's using AI to make NPCs and video game characters. They had somebody show a video of Horizon Zero Dawn running off of AI.
Because I'm a technology guy, I don't think I have a problem with that because I think I like progression, right? I think, hey, take what you can and try to make it special, better, whatever, right? So if AI is like if AI allows something to progress, then I'm all about it, right? Once you start seeing that it's making it degress, then that's be my problem. So I don't think I have a problem with if Sony's using AI.
So like he showed that he was using voice prompts on the thing there or something like that. Let's see if I can find the video.
Okay. Maker Chaos said Astrobot is too easy, but you ain't even beat the game. Shut up. Let me see. I got a bunch of stuff, and the cool thing is I don't have to get to everything I had. But let me just see. Went over that. I got something that's a little controversial, so I don't know if we'll get into that or not.
I got something. Well, it's a little political, but like it's a question because I'm curious. I'm hearing Donald Trump might cut Meals on Wheels.
He might cut what?
Meals on Wheels.
What's that?
Meals on Wheels is like a Medicare program, kind of like a home delivered meals for old people that can't.
Oh, so in Jersey we call it Meals on Wheels.
Yeah, that's what it's called here. So I actually work for Meals on Wheels. So am I gonna lose my job if we catch it?
Maybe. I mean, maybe. Listen, I work at.
Yeah. Well, what do I say to that? Like, do I collect the unemployment check?
Oh you'll collect unemployment. Yeah. You know, anytime you got let go, fired, or whatever, depending on what it was about. But yeah, something like that. Yeah, you'll definitely just collect unemployment and have to look for another job. You know. I mean, if that was to happen, yeah. So I got a gaming question for you guys. Let me see. The Trump recession is coming. Let me see. It's on par with Grandmaster Challenge. What's on par with Grandmaster Challenge?
Oh, the video got removed for copyright. So Sony took them down. Took down the video.
Oh wow, they took it down?
Okay. Yeah, they took it down. But he was showing like PlayStation like future endeavors with AI running their games.
Rude Diggs. So I sent Astrobot back, I think last week, and I did everything that was in the game before I sent it back. Now I believe they said on Thursdays they add new stuff. So what was you saying was that hard? Because I didn't play anything that was as hard as that Grandmaster Challenge. But all right, I got a question for you, FCAT, and everybody. So what I've been doing is just having conversations with you guys and everybody, and I've been writing stuff down that now I want to like if I get into a conversation with somebody and I feel like it's a little interesting, I'm gonna just jot it down and then I'm gonna bring it up on the show. So here's a question. I was talking to somebody. I'm trying to remember who I was talking to. It might have been Seb, but we were talking about, yeah, it was Seb. We was going back and forth about game of the year. So my question is, who would you want to be in charge of voting for the game of the year awards? The players or the current judges? And the reason why I thought of that, here, I should, you know what? I wish I had a way that all the stuff I write, I could pull up on the screen. Maybe I might have to start putting this in my Facebook feed or something that I could pull up. Or you know what? Maybe I could just simply put this up. I'll start making my notes on Discord, and then people would kind of know what I'm gonna bring up. So, you know, and then it'd be easy for me to transition it over. But so we was getting into it, and he was saying that well, I said that I would not trust the gamers to be in charge of voting, and he was like, "What? Do you not know the judges are corrupt also?" And I was like, "I'm sure they are. They're human." But I watched regular gamers talk about a game is terrible and suck that never played a game. I've watched the stuff that I hear in the communities. It's just appalling to think, how gamers react, and I would nowhere want gamers to be in charge of voting, right? I would not want the game of the year. The gamers have a say so. One, gamers review bomb stuff. Gamers lie. So yeah, maybe the judges are corrupt, and maybe they got a stake. They got some skin in the game because they get a kickback or money. But I would rather somebody on that level that have maybe skin in the game or get money or something, that it actually mean more to me than gamers that's so fickle. Gamers gamers will love something and then now they turn their back on it, right? And I just couldn't. I don't know. I would just feel like even when King Thrash was making his award show, he had to constantly tell people like, bro, even though I like PlayStation more than Xbox, this is for the people. Don't just put BS votes in there. And I'm like, bro, they're not going to do that. They know it's your show and they're just going to vote everything Xbox to go against you just because that's what people do. So what do you guys think about the Game of the Year awards? Would you rather the gamers to be in charge of the voting or the current judging system they have now? Let me see. Let me see. But there's a planet of about 5 channels. Yeah, he did. I read that. FCAT, what's your thoughts on that, man? The judges for Game of the Year. Is that do you have a say so on that one? And then let me just write it out, and then anybody who come in, you kind of bring it up. Let me see. I prefer critics because I'd be tired of Call of Duty and Fortnite winning so much. I mean, that's true. That is true, though. I see. That's a great point. Like they would want Fortnite to be in every category. No, that was a great point. Let's see. I'll leave this up here for a little bit. Man, I wish I could eat. Like it hasn't hit me that bad yet, but I know my wife, she's gonna get food. She haven't eaten around me since I started doing this fast, but yeah, I'm gonna start putting this in the chat. So this will help me out because I'm not a fast typer.
I'm back.
Did you hear a question?
What was the question?
So who would you want to be in charge of the voting for the Game of the Year awards? The players or the current judges?
Players, because the current judges are playing on easy. They don't usually go through the whole game.
Okay. So me and it all came up because me and Seb was going back and forth about it, and personally said I would rather the current judges because I can't trust the gamers because I literally see gamers say a game's terrible and trash and they never played it. I see gamers
Like the
lie
current
about it.
judges are the media, like the gaming media press, and they're basically like you. They put in their first impressions of the game. They play it on easy and they put in their, play for like an hour or something like that, and they put in their and their first impression is basically what the rating is. It's like that's their rating.
What about when Elden Ring won? Because that game wasn't easy and it had no easy mode. How did you judge?
I don't know how they work that.
But I love what Maker said though. He said I prefer the critics because I'll be tired of Call of Duty and Fortnite winning so much. Let me see. You should appoint representatives from each county, each country, gamers with plus 1,000 hours in a year across various genres. Dodger said players.
Also, the reviewers are playing like the pre-patched version of it, so it has like bugs and stuff. So that's going to go into the rating.
Yeah, but I'm talking about people judging what game is game of the year. I think you're talking about like reviews.
That's basically how game of the year is judged from the review.
You think so?
Yeah. You didn't know that?
Nah.
Yeah. Like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is gonna be up there this year. Split Fiction, probably Monster Hunter Wilds. They're all high 80s, high 90s.
Oh. I mean I told her I'll go when I'm done. I don't know. It's a good show. People are vibing, but she's here now. I don't know. I told her earlier I'll go later when I'm done my show. I don't need my car now, so she can take it if she wants. I can get my. I don't know the next time I'm driving, so I can get my car later. Matter of fact, if she want to take you, and then you just gotta take me one day, get my car. You say that. I'm like, Sarah, where are you taking me to get my car? You're like, man, I got things to do. That's tomorrow. No, that's Thursday. That's 2 days from now. All right, listen. All right, sorry guys. I took my wife to pick up her car this morning, and then I dropped my car off to get an oil change because I haven't got an oil change for like 6 months. But go ahead, FK.
No, the Maker's Town that I was saying earlier, it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot of games. It's going to be like game of the year potential this year.
I think honestly, I would have to you have to give me a week to get this together because I think.
And it won't even be GTA 6 because I don't even think GTA 6 is like the kind of you shoot cops in that game. Do we really think that's going to be a game of the year? Like if you shoot cops in the game.
If GTA 6 has a really good story, that's the thing. I think that's going to define it. If the story is going to be like remember the Red Dead Redemption? Remember that's made by the same people, and that story, Red Dead Redemption won game of the year, right? So if the story is really good and compelling, then GTA 6 has a chance with the hype and the graphics. If they could make a complete package, then it'd be in there. Will it win? I don't know, but I think Split Fiction. I didn't play it yet, but It Takes Two won game of the year, and I feel like it just from what I see and from playing their games from beginning to end,
Right, there's so many games coming, like Expedition 33. That could be a game of the year.
I mean, well,
Potential.
I mean, yeah, I guess you're right. You know what the thing is? We got to
Doom
start.
Dark Ages, even Doom.
That is
Like,
true. Yeah, because we got to start looking at the past, right? Now that Astrobot won, I think that definitely changes things, right? When Stray was nominated, that kind of changes things, right? So at
right.
the end of the day, and then remember, I was about to say I don't know about Expedition 33, but remember, Baldur's Gate 3 won, and that was like point and click to a point. So yeah, you never the game of the year is shaking up now, you know, and maybe that's fair because always these story-driven action adventure games. Maybe they shouldn't always win game of the year. Maybe that doesn't define what I think a game of the year should be. Right? Look at Astrobot, and I feel like what I played and beat it, did everything. I don't think it should win game of the year, but maybe this is where we're gonna change things. You know.
Right. But I mean, we still got South of Midnight coming. That looks, award
Yeah, I mean
winning
that looked like it's
game.
probably gonna win some more. Yeah, I think you're right.
If they get it.
Maker, I'll say this. I'm gonna make a chat. I'm gonna put that question in the Discord. I'm gonna make a new Discord tab that just says keeping it real with the cowboy, and let's put our games in there. And I'm gonna try to come back to it next week, or I will come back to it next week. Go ahead, FK.
It's just GTA 6 will be in the game. I don't know.
GTA 4 and 5 were both in Game of the Year awards. They came out, but they didn't win.
Right.
2 was the main competitor against God of War. This is true. I think it's fair to suggest GTA 6 will be in Game of the Year.
I don't know.
I think so. All the hype it has, like Ron said, only 1.5 million people bought Astro, but
I feel like the hype when it comes to realization of it looks it's just like the last game.
what do you mean?
Like, cause everybody's leaning on the cinematic trailer, the first trailer.
Right. You're right.
You know, man, it's like that's not what the game's gonna look like.
I agree. Let me see. I want to get to some. Let me see something else.
And I mean, everybody. Yeah, there was a moment where nobody was announcing anything because they were scared of GTA 6. But now they see that, Rockstar is kind of keeping it close to the chest and, secretive about it. They're like, okay, well, let's not worry about GTA 6. And
I seen a thing that said it's gonna have like it's gonna be so detailed like crash in the intersection and like the poles fall down, they're gonna have cranes come up, pick it up. If they do stuff like that, that's gonna be kind of cool and different.
I wonder if this one is you actually have to follow traffic laws and stuff like that.
All right, so I got a question for you guys. Again, I was having going back and forth. It was Dude Games actually. All right, so here's my question. Right? Let me update this. All right, here's a new question. What does beat the game mean to you? And the reason why I brought this up is we were talking, me and Seb and Dude Games, and Games was like, oh, you platinum. It didn't say that platinum game. Oh, this what happened. I had beat Monster Hunter, right? And I was like, oh, I beat Monster Hunter. And Seb was like, well, you didn't really beat it yet. Wait till you see the credits roll. I was like, bro, I beat the regular game. It doesn't really matter what else happens. And Dude Games was like, no, you didn't beat it because you didn't do everything. I was like, everything? I was like, well, I'm supposed to platinum it? He's like, no, that's a PlayStation thing. And I was just like, no, historically, when you beat the game, that always referred to the story. You didn't say you beat the game in Call of Duty because you went online and killed 80 people and your KD ratio was 11.4. Like you beat the story mode, so you said I beat the game. So my question to you guys is, when you beat a game, what does that mean to you? Now let me read what Maker said before we go too far. I think if GTA
For me, my best example.
hold on real quick.
Yeah.
Maker said, I think GTA drops this year. The game of the year list will be GTA 6, Split Fiction, Doom Eternal, Death Stranding 2, Monster Hunter Wilds, and Ghost of Yote. Damn. What about the Assassin's Creed?
Doom.
The Assassin's Creed Shadow is looking dope.
For me, beating the game, like kind of like what I did with Order 1886. I beat it on normal, hard, and easy. And like that's pretty much it. That's all I can do with it. So I pretty much beat the game. I would say the same thing I did with Immortals of Avium. Like I rolled credits on the campaign story. I beat, all the 6 Magni, all the secret Magni, and
So
I'm still trying to beat Echelon.
But to your point, right? You're pretty much stating you beat a game when you beat the story, right? That's what it sounds like. Everything So like imagine if you beat the story of a game. You said, yo, I beat the game. I was like, I beat the game. You didn't do and I say you didn't do the all the side missions. Imagine that, right? Somebody didn't consider you beat like Final Fantasy 17 or 16. I beat the game. I didn't do all the side missions. So imagine somebody say, well, you didn't beat the game. I'm like, what does that got to do with it? Or Spider-Man 2, right?
Yeah, that was my thing with Immortals. Like, not a lot of people beat the game, and not a lot of people did the portals.
Mm-hmm.
They trashed and called it mid and generic.
Yeah, but imagine that they're telling you you didn't beat the game.
I'll be right back.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, yeah, I'll be right back.
Like, nah, FK, you ain't beat the game. You didn't do all the portals. You're like, what? Yeah, so I don't agree with that. But I wish Games was still on because he was the one I was going back and forth with about it. Okay, it's there. Let me see. But yeah, I mean, I got a bunch more stuff. But I will. Hold up, let me see something. I know my wife is coming, and maybe I do want to get my car now because I don't want to have to worry about getting it later. Let me see if there's something else I want to add. So I'll end the stream when she gets home, or before that. Oh, damn, she's home right now.
All right, I'm back. I'm back.
Oh no, I was just saying that I guess I'm gonna end the stream soon because my wife just got home, and I'd rather her just take me to get my car and me not have to.
That's cool. That's cool.
Let me see.
I know you probably want to play Monster Hunters.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get it. So the cool thing with the Monster Hunter thing is, I'm just gonna play it when I get around to it on Tuesdays. Like you can only have 4 people, so it always fill up. Like my son ended up playing, my wife ended up playing. Now Seb want to play. Last week, Windstar jumped in. ISO played the week before, so it's been kind of fun. But again, I feel like it's a good pop in and out game. Somebody could pop in for a little bit, then pop out for a little bit. Hold on, let me read what he said. So if you beat the game, you beat the game. You don't have to do the side quests. Exactly. But hold on real quick. Because I was going to have Sierra take me get my car. She's on the live. She can't even catch a plane on time. You know what I mean? Huh? All right, let me know. All right. Yo, Wilson. Hey, bro, you live in the UK. How you just showing up now? You should have been the first one here. That's probably super late where you live at. But Wilson, question. Right now, what does beat the game mean to you? Why the light got all weird looking? That's weird. So yeah, I mean, I don't think, like, who actually disagrees with that though? Like, who's like, oh, you didn't beat the game until you platinumed it. Oh, you didn't beat the game until you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's kind of silly, if you ask me.
People on Twitter, maybe.
Yeah, I guess you're right. They'll be like, nah, you ain't do this. Let me see. I'm trying to see what else I had game in. This actually should have been the same thing. I think it's good. I think that was everything I kind of wanted to talk about. Most of it was gaming. Oh, hold on. Let's see what Wilson said. He said, I had a busy night catching up with Georgia, and she got in off her train a few hours ago. Oh, cool. Well, you did tell me that she was coming in, so.
No, not too much happened in gaming news this week. I did see that thing about the xCloud. 3 Fortnite players got limited to an hour, just like how GeForce Now free thing does.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure somebody predicted that something like that was going to happen, that Xbox was going to follow GeForce Now's. Yeah.
Well, that, Fortnite players do play a lot, Like,
yeah, but the whole thing with them putting it on there was from the Epic Apple trial. Mm-hmm. And kind of Epic, like, forced Xbox to put it on there, make it free, and make all free games on Xbox completely free to play. Like, you didn't need a subscription to play them.
You know what's crazy? I bet Fortnite probably got more hours on xCloud than a bunch of games, because once you get into Fortnite, and that's a good way to play it for you, you're just probably playing it like crazy. Wilson said, beating the game, I expect minimum story, but true beating it is story quests and collectibles, and then achievements, hunting, trophy hunting is something else. Well, I feel like true beating in your terminology would be a platinum then, right? Story, side quests, and collectibles. I think the thing with the story is, with the side quests, okay, here's the thing. This is why I don't consider side quests. If side quests don't stop me from seeing the credits, then that didn't stop me from beating the game. Remember, what FCAT said was cool. He referred to it as roll credits, right? So when the credits roll, that means you've come to the end. Imagine you go to the movies and you watch the whole movie and you can't see the credits because you didn't see, I don't know, a mini film of the movie, right? Like, you'd be like, remember The Ring came out, they had all these little mini like series on the disc. And imagine if you couldn't see the credits because you didn't watch those. You'd be like, what? So beating the game has to be when you beat the story and the credits roll. Like, I don't see.
I mean, some Marvel movies have, after credits.
Right. And again, that could be a side quest, but that doesn't mean that you didn't finish the whole movie. So, but it's definitely a cool question, and everybody's entitled to their own answers. But, I had some other stuff on here. I had something about Elon Musk.
Anyways, oh my God. What about him?
Yeah, I had something about him being the government efficient leader. I had
he's letting Doge Schmidt up everything.
Okay, hold up. Let's see what he said. So now platinum is achievement trophy hunting, right? Because to platinum you have to get all the achievements, right? I'm not sure platinum is.
We're actually gonna have a Federal Reserve for Bitcoin stuff, for cryptocurrency. Like, how crazy does that sound?
I don't know, man. I guess I don't stuff that's out of my realm. I don't really put too much stock into it because I'm like, wait, what does that mean? You know? So I'm like, huh? Yeah, when you platinum a game, that is a PlayStation thing. That means you've done all the trophies. So you get a platinum trophy. So you can't get a platinum trophy unless you did all the other trophies before it.
Yeah, so right now, I played a little bit of Spectre Divide, and it wasn't too much my thing. It seems a little go-ish, like Counter Strike. Splitgate 2 Alpha was fire.
Really?
I'm telling y'all in chat, do not sleep on Splitgate 2. It's gonna be something. It's really, really gonna be something. Splitgate 2 is fire as hell. Now Fragpunk, which I've been currently playing since they released it early access on PC because the console version got delayed for some reason. I mean, once again, like the cards in the trailers are in the game, right? Like the cards in the game, the cards in the game are it's the same stupid crap. It's like wear a turtle when you're packed out so you don't get shot in the back. It's like, what is this? Where's the cards from the trailer? You know, they have the big head thing, the big head card, where you can make the enemy team big head, but they don't have like the cool stuff from the trailer. Like
the actual game didn't come out yet, though, right?
no, it's out.
Oh, is it? It is out. So you
yeah, it's released. It's released on PC right now.
But did you play the full game?
It's just the console version got delayed. What you mean the full game? It's a PvP game. Got like all different kind of modes.
I'm asking, did you play it? Wilson,
yeah,
can you hear me better
yeah. Now? I've been playing it.
Okay.
I played it when it first came on. Even I played the alpha test.
No, I just wanted to know, did you play the actual game? Because the actual game, may be different than what you played. But that's all.
Like you could pick cool cards that kind of do cool stuff, but that's only in like team deathmatch or something like that. But like when you're playing the competitive modes, it's like you're limited to these like cars that do stupid stuff. It's like, where's these cool cars from the trailer that like flip the world upside down and all that stuff? Like that's not in the game. And I mean, Firepunk is cool. It is doing great right now on Steam, and a lot of people are playing it. It's just I feel like I don't know. I don't want to say it has shut down written all over it, but it kind of does.
Man,
it's like
it give you that feeling.
Like that kind of like Concord and X Defiant did. Like it's like, what is this? This is nothing unique, It's like I feel like they should change the name to False Advertisement instead of Fragpunk.
Well, I mean, listen, I don't know. Hopefully, people start to like it a little bit more. Man, I love that Maker mentioned what games we think would be game of the year. It's a lot going on. I can't wait to next week Tuesday because I will be able to tell you guys my thoughts, first impressions, or maybe I might beat Split Fiction before then. So we'll see. But I'm looking forward to playing that. I have really enjoyed Monster Hunter. It's cool that I beat the game, but Seb was right. When you beat it and the credits roll, it's kind of isn't over. It's like that was like it's like pretty much it should say now
I,
your journey begins.
I heard the Kingpin story was lackluster. A lot of people said it was dumb.
The Kingpin story on what?
On Monster Hunter Wilds.
Kingpin?
No, the campaign story.
Oh, the campaign story. So I never beat Monster Hunter Wilds. Like it was just kind of hard, and I just never even tried. Like I was just like, all right, I'm just playing to run around. The story was fairly easy. I think the story was good because it just felt like a boss rush mode. As the story played out, something bigger and badder came out, and then he was like, "Yo, they can't keep doing this." And then around is like, "Oh my god, oh my!" So it gave you this good feeling. I think a lot of people said they didn't like the little kid that it was surrounded around. This kid named Nata. So I seen some people like, "Oh, he was annoying" or something like that. So I thought the story was good. I thought the story was good for a Monster Hunter game because I don't look at this Monster Hunter game. Again, I only played the first one for maybe 3 months. So I didn't even care to play the story at all. So for me, it was good for Monster Hunter. So, but I don't know. Maybe if you're a Monster Hunter fan, you might feel like, oh, it should have been better. ISO is in the building. ISO, congratulations, man. Once again, guys, ISO just had a little baby, and let's give a hand clap. Yeah, man. Congratulations to you once again, man. Thanks for popping in. We're about to shut it down. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump off.
What happened?
Yeah, I'm gonna jump off of the shower.
All right, cool, man. Thanks for popping in. And the next week, if you want to bring the topics like normal, let's do it. Yeah, I'm gonna go pick up my car. I dropped it off this morning. Got an oil change. I haven't got an oil change probably like 6 months, but I work from home, and so it wasn't that pressing. And then eventually, I took my wife to pick up her car, and I was like, well, I might as well leave my car. So I'm gonna get out of here in a little bit, just waiting for her to be ready. Oh, look, she ain't even ready. She's out there doing nonsense. But yeah, it was a cool show. Didn't go exactly as I wanted it to, but I got to explain the format to everybody. And you know, again, like I said, crowd, we need participation from everybody, and with more people, and like the normal stuff when it's a little bit like we had some topics I had for you guys that would have made us get into it a little bit, but it just wasn't as many people. So you know, but definitely I'm glad you guys, if you was here, you see like the format and what I want to do and how it'll be going forward. Let me see. ISO said, I was visiting the parents, just got home, missed out, but it's all good. No, it's all good, man. Definitely Tuesday. I'll be, you know, this is going to be the new thing, keeping it real with the cowboy. To explain it to anybody who just popped in, a few weeks ago, actually, you might have been on the show, but Purple Haze and Rain the Collector got into it, and it was cool. I pulled everybody off, and I had them both going back and forth for a while. So what I thought was that would be cool if you had a show where, again, it only works if I do my job as the host and pay attention to everything. But it'd be cool if you have a show where if two people, like 5-6 people on the screen, and you know, you can't hear everybody, and then you just pay attention to who's got a good back and forth, and you literally just pull everybody off and let those 2 people stay on, and you say, look, go at it. Who's who? And then you jump in, kind of mediate a little bit. Like, wait, you said this. And if somebody's over talking, somebody say, bro, and you pull somebody off. Okay, let me hear your thoughts. All right, you know what? I want to hear the other person that I already pulled off and pull it back on. And it'll be a better flow, I think, because you'll really get to hear what somebody has to say. And the person that's just talking the loudest and the most, you kind of got to shut them up a little bit, right? Unless they're making a good point. Now, what will be really cool is somebody in the comments, as I'm paying attention, if they're making a good point, you might have to pull them off and just pull up the comment person and let them go at it for a little bit, right? So I think it's going to be very interactive is what I want to say. And I'm looking forward to when we have these back and forths to just jump in there and just kind of like, listen, we need to let this flow. 2 people are kind of having a good little thing. Let them get the spotlight and they'll be the only people on. Or, you know, somebody in the comments could be going back and forth with somebody and we just have those 2 on. So that's what I want to do, and that's what I'm gonna do, and I think it's gonna be cool because I've never seen anybody do that, and I think it's gonna be really cool and a lot of fun, and it's gonna be challenging. And then maybe if somebody's saying something that sounds kind of silly, then I'm just gonna go to the chat or everybody else and be like, is he keeping it real? Or is she keeping it real? And if a lot of people might say real, 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 they might say fake, fake, or nonsense, or whatever you want to say, I think that's going to be kind of cool. So, but that was my plan, and I thought it would have went differently. But again, FCAT didn't bring any topics because I kept this. I didn't tell anybody. I wanted to keep it to myself and just organically let the show flow. Now, I definitely got a plan, man. It's going to be cool. Just imagine the times where it was a bunch of us going all out, and then I just like, let me pull Q Beanie and put him on and have Q Beanie and ISO. Then they'd be like, hold up. Pull off Q Beanie and pull on somebody else. Hold up, what do you got to say to what ISO is saying, right? And then I see, as I'm listening, I'm reading the chat, they'd be like, whoa. My man Wilson, I pull both of y'all off, and let me just read what they're saying. So it'll literally have this flow like, bam, bam, and I can have all these people in the background looking to talk, and then I just pull them in and out. You ready? Let me see. Sorry I didn't catch it earlier, but love the ideal. Sounds like a good watch and fun. Yeah, and I think it's gonna be fun if people have a thick skin. Because think about it. I'm not gonna have to be like, hey, calm down. Hey, calm down. No, I'm just gonna pull you off. Like, that's your time. So let's go to somebody else. Let somebody else speak. If I hear somebody trying to talk and somebody's talking over them, I just got to pull them off, right? It's no hard feelings. I want to make that clear. But I want the show to have a good flow to it, where it's like, ooh, they're getting juicy. Like, you could tell when two people are going at it and nobody else is saying nothing, pull everybody off and let those two go at it. So I don't see that anywhere, right? It's usually like Purple does a thing where she have one guest on at a time. I do a thing where I have all these guests on at a time. And then you got the other people who is only them by themselves. So I want to do everything. I want us to all be on, but then I'm going to pull some people off, and it might just be me and that person. And then I'll pull everybody back on. But whoa, keep that person off because they really don't have nothing to say with this topic. They're just not saying anything. So I want it to be interactive, but I want to give the power to the people in the chat. So there's a moment where I'm going to pull everybody off, and I'm only going to be reading comments because at that moment, you guys are still in the show. So I think it's going to be cool. But again, it'll be good the more people that join. And again, FCAT's important. He brings up a lot of stuff sometimes that gets you guys riled up. And if he keeps bringing his topics, cool. What I'm doing is, what I did for the last week is every time I had a conversation with people on Discord or in chats or whatever, I wrote it down because that's what I kind of want to bring up on the show. Something that I noticed was like, oh, this is a good topic, And I've been doing that all over from all the different chats and groups I'm in. Let me see. As long as your mama knows. Congrats, ISO. Next week, I'll pull up and we could all fight. Let's go, murder. I don't give consent for you to pull up, to pull me off. Oh, man. Hey, listen. Again, when I started this show off, I said, it's only going to work if I do my job and host it. If I be a good host, meaning there's going to be moments where that's what I got to do. I got to pull somebody off. It is what it is, right? Somebody's over talking. I'm like, bro, instead of me arguing and going back and forth with somebody, I'm just pulling them off, right? And then I'll pull them back on and be like, all right, now what you got to say? You heard what they had to say. So I kind of have to do my job at being a host. But I've always wanted to be a talk show host. That was like one of my dreams from being young, watching Jerry Springer. And I think now I'm going to finally step into that role and have a show for you guys that's going to really feel like you got a bunch of guests, and it could get crazy and chaotic, but I'm going to have to literally be that host, and that, I'm going to have to be Jerry Springer and Steve the bodyguard all together and just literally be like, whoa. And I think it's going to be fun. And I think what's going to happen when you pull people off, they're going to get their thoughts together. And then when I pull them back on, and I'll pick and choose who I pair people up against, and I'll instigate a little bit and be like, whoa, you were just saying this another moment. Now what you got to say? And the person will be like, yeah. And, and again, I'm going to be in charge of keeping the flavor going. But anyway, guys, thanks for popping in. It was a lot of people watched today. I promise you, come back next week. It's gonna be epic. Trust me. I think this vibe is gonna be epic, and nobody's doing this. So it's gonna be like a show, not a podcast. It's gonna be kind of like the Wildin' Out version of a YouTube show. So, but that's pretty much what I want to do. And I got to thank Purple and thank Rain the Collector, because they kind of got into it. And I mean, it was my ideal to pull everybody off and let them get into it. But I was like, oh, I think I got something. Just imagine you got like 5-6 people and it's getting all crazy. As you know, usually doing the panels and you usually watching like I can't even hear. And I just pull. All these people drop off and 2 people stay on. They're like, what? And I'm like, let's see what y'all got to say. Y'all the 2 that was talking the most about this. Y'all are the 2 that was bringing up the points against each other. Let's go. And I pull myself off and just let them go at it. But as I'm paying attention, reading the chat, and then I'll jump in like, hold up, they do saying some good stuff in the chat. Again, no offense, no disrespect, but it's going to be up to me to watch and pay attention and just pull people off and, go to the next people and keep the flow going. Just keep it like interactive, kind of like a video game. Definitely, Wilson. Thanks for being in, man. Well, guys, I'm going to go. This was a lot of fun. I'm excited about the new flow that I want to do. And, a lot of people showed up and it was really cool today. So I appreciate it. And I will definitely see you guys in the next one. What's on this channel? If you're a channel member, I got a bunch of yesterday I made about 6 videos and the channel members can see them all right now. But I'm going to put out a video each day because I do daily vlogs. And then tomorrow is We Wrestle Wednesdays. So definitely it's going to be epic because we're going to be playing the first We Wrestle Wednesdays with the brand new WWE 2025, 2K 2025. And then probably tomorrow or Thursday, my wife and I will be streaming Slit Fiction because I just got the disc today in the mail. So we'll be doing that. And my wife's birthday is Saturday. So definitely have some vlogs coming next week of what I got planned for her. And I'm also vlogging my fasting. So I don't know if you know or if you heard, Wilson, but I started doing I want to do a 3-day fast. So I started yesterday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern. I'm well into my 3-day fast. I did 24 hours already. This morning at 8 made 24 hours. I just been drinking water. Actually, barely been drinking water, but so that's going good. I should be done my 3-day fast Thursday morning, and I just want to see if I could, cut a little bit of fat I got. So, I want to get a little more cut, but we'll see if I can pull it off. So with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. You people are epic. I'm the Cowboy King of Entertainment, aka Anthony L. Lewis in real life, aka the Master of Vlogging, aka the All-Purpose Champ, aka the King of Content. And I thank you guys for being the best part of this channel. With that being said, and now your mama knows. Oh man. Break it down.
And now your mama knows.
Welcome to Anthony L. Lewis Entertainment, where everything is in real life, no characters, no filters, just Anthony L. Lewis. What to expect is me meeting people, going to different places, and checking out a bunch of different things, be it movies, restaurants, or anything else. Oh, and one of my favorite hobbies are video games, so I guess we'll be doing some of that too. Well, I'll see you all in the next video, and I hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and share this to some more people so they can get in on this Anthony L. Lewis Entertainment.
And now your mama knows.